What up, people? What's going on? So I'm doing a fucking late night show, man. It's like after midnight and shit. But I was like, fuck it, man. I gotta, the show must go on. The show must go on. So what's good, people? I don't know how many people are gonna be up right now, but we'll see. But yeah, today, man, wanted to talk about the importance of judging a woman's character. Okay, why it's important for you to judge a woman's character. You feel what I'm saying? What's poppin'? Abdullah was going on. Another one was going on. So remember, guys, bam, how to have sex 2 women a day. Ebook, hard copy, audiobook. Get all that shit popping. You feel what I'm saying? Click the link below to get your copy today, okay? Make sure you get this book. This book is the shit. You feel me? Yeah. So what's going on, Dreaded P? Amante, what's going on? Jason, Waterson, what's up? Sweet Potato Pie, what's going on? So yeah, real quick, I want to talk about, the importance of judging a woman's character. Christopher, that's what's up. This was popping. Real deal was good. Kelly, what's going on? But yeah, you guys gotta understand that when you guys are out here dealing with women, man, like on some real shit, a lot of guys are out here just trying to rush to get the pussy. You understand? And I understand. You want to have sex. You want to fuck as many chicks as you want. I get it. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, you gotta really see who you fucking with. And I've always said this, when it comes to dating or going on a date with a chick. See, the date is the time where you get to peep out who the chick is and what she's about and her vibe. You see what I'm saying? So let's say, even if you're not on a date with a girl, let's say you just you're at a bar and you randomly meet a girl and you start talking, you got to be sort of judging her character at that point. Because let's say you want to, get it going that night. So let's say you want to smash that night. You want to see, is this chick worth even doing that? You want to see what this chick is about, because some chicks, you're not even going to want to smash them because they will be on some extra bullshit. You understand? So when you're out with a woman, what you want to do is you want to see how she is. You want to see how she acts. You want to see how she responds to certain things. So if you're, let's say, getting a drink with a girl, and let's say for just, sake of argument, whatever, let's say she gets a text message and you don't know what the text message is, but she looks at her phone and she just like gets really pissed off and upset about some shit. And then she tells you what it is, and then you're like, okay, and the thing that she got upset about is some like kind of bullshit. You're just like, okay, like, all right, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, I remember I was on a date one time with this chick, and we went to get some drinks, and then we left the spot to go get something to eat, and her phone was dying. I think I talked about this story before. Her phone was dying, and we went to get some pizza, and then the pizza store we was at didn't have a phone, place to plug in her phone, and this chick just had the craziest fucked up attitude because she couldn't plug in her phone. You understand? She's like, oh my God, this is some bullshit. I just want to plug in my fucking phone and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, yo, this chick is fucking nuts. Like, what the fuck? Like, relax. You understand? And it was like, I'm peeping her out, and I'm just like, do I really want to call this chick again? Do I really want to fuck with this girl? I don't know. And the sad part was that she was actually, a decent looking chick. Like, she looked good and all that. And I'm just like, nah, man. And that's the thing. Like, I've been with chicks who were bad, and I couldn't have sex with them. because they were fucking crazy. I think I talked about it in one of my recent videos I did maybe like a month and a half ago, where I was talking about I was on a date with a chick, and she looked like a mixture of like J-Lo and Nicki Minaj. Like, she was bad. But she was telling me about, we were talking, and she started telling me about some dude she was messing with, and how she, showed up at his job unannounced, and she was talking about like, oh, she needs closure, so she's gonna just go up to his crib and, see what's popping. And I'm just like, yo, this chick is fucking crazy. I'm like, I don't want those problems. You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to check that. And the thing is, sometimes on the opposite side, though, you sort of see, okay, this chick is just on some cool shit. She's cool. I can fuck with her. Now, the thing is, you're never going to be 100% sure, that quick. Because sometimes people are good at hiding their shit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna take calls in a second. Some people are good at hiding how they are. You understand? And so, the more that you go out with women, the more that you're going to be able to peep certain things. So, and then you'll start to peep little things that'll tell you a lot about the chick. You understand? Like, I was on a date with this chick one time, and she was just talking shit about the bartender or something. Just out of the blue, just talking shit. Then I noticed after we left the spot, she was talking more shit about somebody else. I'm like, why this girl always talking shit about people? You understand? And that was just her thing. She was fucking talking a whole bunch of shit. I'm just like, yo, she's just like getting, she's getting on people. And it seemed like she was doing that because of her insecurity. Like, she, I guess, felt better talking shit about people. You feel what I'm saying? But I noticed that she was on some super extra insecure shit, and I was just like, I don't know. But see, this is why I tell you guys, all of this shit is a numbers game. Because the thing is this: when you get to the point of the game where you're, consistently fucking with chicks, meaning you getting sex, you going on dates, you making shit pop, it's nothing for you to tell it, to just stop fucking with a chick. Because you see she's on some bullshit. The problem is, when you have that lack, or you don't have as much shit popping, then you start to sort of compromise, and you start to settle with chicks who are on some bullshit. And then what happens is that you leave yourself open to be dealing with some bullshit that could, potentially fuck up your situation. You feel what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to, like, briefly let you guys know that. Like, briefly put you up on that. Because you got to really check out these chicks, and how they act and how they're going to go about shit. And sometimes, even when I'm dealing with a girl, I'll do certain shit to see, let's say, for example, how cooperative she is. So this time, so I'm meeting a chick at a bar. I'll get there maybe like 5 minutes before her. I'll sit down in a booth, and when she gets there, I'm gonna take calls in a second. When she gets there, sometimes what'll happen is she'll sit directly across from me, but I'll tell her, "Hey, come sit next to me," right? And sometimes the chicks will be like, "Oh no, it's okay. I'll sit over here." Like they'll be like, they won't listen to what I'm saying. Now, a lot of times what I noticed is that when a chick didn't listen to what I was saying, and this isn't all the time, but most of the time, those situations didn't work out because it was already starting to show that she was uncooperative. Now, this isn't to say that every time that happened, that shit, didn't work out or whatever, but in most cases, her being uncooperative from that point, from the jump, played itself out during the rest of the time I was trying to fuck with her. So a lot of times when shit, from the beginning you see certain little things, it's just an indicator of what's to come. You understand? Now again, it's not 100%, but it gives you at least a good indicator of what's popping with this chick. You understand? But yeah, you gotta be very, very you gotta look out for that. I might have to do like a whole bad boy membership program just on that of how to really peep out a chick's character and see what certain things mean and what certain things are and how how all that shit goes, because it gets deep with that shit. You feel what I'm saying? But what's going on in the chat room, people? So if you guys want to call in, the caller number 646-481-3901. 646-481-3901. Yeah, man. So who we got up in here? Alright, let's see. Yo, what's going on?
Yo, what up, Locario?
What's poppin'? What's going on? Who's this?
Man, this is Chris down here in ATL, man. I saw your thing lit up. I wanted to talk to you about something about the body language as far as dealing with the women.
All right.
Because like I said, this is something that I kind of do, and I've known that when I've done it, I've been correct, and sometimes I wouldn't know because I probably didn't deal with the woman. Like, let's say, this gonna sound odd, but this is what I do. Like, let's say you see a chick you don't even know. Like, you walking past in the mall or wherever the fuck you at, right?
Right.
Before you even say something to her, you looking at how she's dressed, how she got her hair, how she present herself. You might even listen to how she talks to a certain degree. And for me, that kind of, I don't know what it is with me, it kind of signals something in me. Like, it automatically signal like, okay, she's a hood rat. She seemed laid back. Now, I'm not saying the ones that seem laid back can't be freaks too and all that type of stuff, but like, it's like I got a radar to like really detect if you like some type of thought type of bitch or something like that.
Right.
Like, would you say that I'm kind of wrong for that? Or like maybe some of us are blessed in a way where we're able to see that, and maybe some guys are just clueless to the fact. Or what would you say about that?
Well, I mean, a lot of it really depends on how much experience you have in the game, because what you got to understand is everyone, at the end of the day, everybody's still an individual, but at the same time, though, you sort of could see certain traits and different patterns of how different types of people will act and react in certain situations. So, so sometimes you might see a chick by the way she's dressed, the way she's talking, the way her vibe is. You could say, okay, you can tell the difference between a chick who's from the hood, you feel what I'm saying, versus a chick who's like maybe grew up going to a whole bunch of private schools and shit, and she has like a rich family or something. Like, it's just a different vibe. You feel what I mean? So you're right though. Like, you can actually tell that a lot of times just off the jump. Sometimes when you're interacting with people, but again, at the end of the day, based off of how you're, how much time you got with the person, based off of what's being said and what's being done in the situation, it gives you, the more detailed you can get, the more information you can get, and the more that you're able to assess what type of person you're most likely dealing with when you are, dealing with the person. Because, like, for example, I remember I met this chick off of Tinder, and I literally maybe spent like maybe 3 hours with her, 4 hours with her, whatever, right? And but what I noticed about her, it was as I'm talking to her, as I'm chilling with her, whatever, I could tell that like money was an issue for her, because everything was about how much it costs. Oh, this costs too much. This was expensive. You know what I mean? Like, it was always something within the conversation that had to do with money. So just based off of that, I could tell the type of person I'm dealing with just through the conversations I'm having with her. You feel what I'm saying? So it is based off of like the interaction you're having with the person, you can sort of tell a lot about them through how they're reacting or what they're saying or how they're responding to you. You see what I mean? So yeah, I agree with you. Like, you can sort of detect those things, but a lot of times what happens is it comes with your knowledge of being around different types of women. So a guy who hasn't been around that much women or hasn't had as much experience, this will be harder for him versus some dude who's been with a bunch of girls, who's been in situations when it comes to, dealing with girls, having sex, dating, and all that. You see what I mean?
Okay, the reason I asked you that, because I just wanted to get confirmation. So since you said it, I really feel self-assured now to feel like I'm right because I was having a conversation with, I guess they were some beta males or something like that, and you know, I don't too much pay attention to what women say. They just talk feminine to me.
Right.
So they pretty much were just saying like, how you gonna know what somebody is about and you don't even know them, and you just they just walk past you. And it was so hard for me to explain. I was like, I couldn't tell them nothing but like, bro, I don't know. You don't have the gift. Like, I have the gift. Like, I've ran across different women and have interacted. I don't know what it is like. And to me, it seemed like common sense, but I guess every guy don't have that. Like, to me, it seemed like, okay, I can look at how you dress. It's almost like saying, if I see a dude with a bandana on with golds and teardrops, am I going to think he's from corporate America? Am I going to be confused
exactly.
whether he's from corporate America or whether he's from the streets? Am I going to, you know, the first thing come to my mind is he's a street dude.
Right, exactly.
So I'm looking at these guys. I'm like, how could you not look at a chick half naked and not, like, maybe she's not, but 9 times out of 10 she is. There's a 1% chance that she's not. But 9 times out of 10 she is.
Right.
So that's why I would tell them guys. I was like, man, you know, I kind of judge women, and that's what helped me kind of assess too. Because, like I said before, when I called in, I figured out which women I do a little bit better with, and I know I don't do good too much with the hood chicks because I'm not a hood dude.
Oh yeah, me
so
neither. Trust me, I already, dude. I already know, dude. I think I told this story before. Where I remember my brother was messing with some chick, and she was on some hood shit, and the chick he was messing with had a friend who was also on some hood chick. And this is when I used to live, you know, with my brother or whatever. And he had them over the crib, and the girl, the hood chick, the other one, she was feeling me. But it was like she could tell I was like, kind of like, I don't know about all that. And the thing was, she was almost trying to switch up her style because she saw me, I was on some square shit. You feel what I'm saying? So she was trying to act like she was on some square shit just to, you know what I mean? But it's like me and the hood chicks don't mix. It ain't, you know what I mean? Like that's just not me. That's not my thing. So and the thing is, even she could tell the type of dude I was because she, you know what I'm saying? She's been around a bunch of hood dudes. She could tell already that I wasn't on some super hood shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in the hood, but I wasn't on no hood shit. You feel what I mean? So
same story for me.
Right.
Same story for me. Like
Right.
I grew up like, but not, it wasn't like a hood, but I knew guys, and I got certain relatives that, you know, they familiar with their life or whatever it is.
Right.
But that's not my thing. So I went to college and all that.
Right.
So it's kind of like when I get in the presence of a woman that's from there, I know definitely they can tell that I'm not on that, and probably somebody that's not familiar with it can definitely tell that I'm not on that type of stuff. And like I said, when I called in your show before, and I was telling some other guys, and I called in somebody else's show, I was telling guys like, yo, you know, stop looking at the situation about certain women don't want to deal with you for whatever. Like me, how women judge us for my shoes or whatever.
Right.
I grade women. I grade you on your presentation, your hoodness, or your normalness to me, or the way you speak, all that type of stuff. So that's pretty much, in my mind, it's telling me a lot about you. And I'm trying to see if you're more so qualified to deal with me, more so than I'm trying to feel like if I'm qualified to deal with you. And at the same time, I'm trying to see if we in the same lane or not.
Right.
Because
right.
if you a hood chick that look good, I already know. Like, I'm not feeling bad that you diss me. Of course you diss me because I'm not a nigga that go to jail. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I just wanted to clarify that.
Right.
So now that you said that, I'm gonna take it to some other dudes and I'm gonna have them come look at your show or whatever it is,
Right.
and you know, because they be acting dumb as fuck or whatever. Like, how did you know this with women and that? And you know.
Right. Nah, I feel you, bro. Yeah, that's what it is, man. Like the more you're well versed in this shit, the more that you're able to see and peep shit that other people don't really pick up on. You see what I'm saying? And that comes with being out there and practicing. And this is a you know, a point I wanted to make too, because a lot of guys, they'll watch my videos and I'll do a video about something, or like, for example, I did a video the other day about you know, how black guys don't really have a problem getting chicks from other races. You feel what I'm saying? And certain dudes, they were in the comments, they're like, oh, you know, but black guys only get with the ugly white girls, and you know, they only get the, you know, the girls from other races that you know, the other guys don't want. And I'm like, yo, where where are y'all? What are y'all doing? Like y'all just on the internet all day? Like, if do you go outside? Do you actually see what's popping out here? Like, dude, it's crazy. And even just with from my experience, dude, you know how easy it is for me to walk up into a spot with a bunch of white chicks or a bunch of chicks from other races, and it's just like it's just too fucking easy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I remember, I think I talked about this before, how me and Miles was at at this bar. I'm not gonna say the name of the bar because I'm not trying to promote them, but these motherfuckers kicked us out the bar. You feel what I'm saying? Because the white chicks was basically choosing heavy. They not gonna say that's why.
I seen your video on that. I seen your video. You did a video about that.
Right, so they ain't gonna say that's why they kicked us out, but that's basically why they kicked us out. You feel what I'm saying? So they kicked us out, this motherfucker, because the chicks was choosing heavy. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this shit that goes down, but because of lack of experience on certain dudes' part, they don't really see it, because it's not even necessarily that it has to be, because a lot of times guys just think about it from their perspective. So it doesn't even have to be from your perspective, but if you look and you open your eyes, you see other motherfuckers getting it in. You feel what I'm saying? So it's happening, but the thing is that dudes are not there. A lot of dudes, I think, they stay on the internet for a lot of, for too much, and they don't really get out to see what's going on. You feel what I mean? And getting out to see what's going on actually helps your game better, because you become a person who's more aware of what's really happening out there. You see what I mean? So, Yeah.
I definitely figured you, man. I appreciate you for that. I just wanted to verification on. I'm gonna get on off here and let some other dudes call in. They got some questions for you, but I'm glad you said that. Like, every time I call you and ask you something, it seems like me and you both think similar and stuff. Before I even, get your answer, I'll be already thinking on it. I'll be like, yeah, if Locario said it, I'm on the right track. I'm doing the right thing.
Man. Appreciate the call, bro. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man.
All right, peace. Later.
All right.
Yeah, man. You guys got to get out more. I'm telling you, when you get out more, you start seeing shit. You start seeing what's really popping. Chris Ryan, you said, what's the point of running game on women? Well, the point is so that you can get what you're trying to get. The point is to actually make whatever you want to make happen. Because running game is just basically you running your strategy. So if the point is for me to have sex with this girl, I'm doing the strategy to get me to have sex with the girl. It's really that simple. You feel what I'm saying? And whatever your strategy is your strategy. Everyone has a strategy. That's what I always say to people. Everybody has game. Every one of y'all has game, but it depends. Is your game tight or is it game weak? You feel what I'm saying? So, Oh, let me see who's popping. Who's this? What's going on? What's popping?
How's it going, man?
Chilling. I'm chilling. Who's this?
Yeah, it's Amante from North Carolina, man.
All right, what's going on with you, man?
I'm maintaining Locario, man. I need your help, bro. Just like real quick question, right? Just check this out. All right, I've been with my girlfriend for almost 3 years now. The problem that I find myself having is just like I feel like sometimes I care more about our relationship than she do, and it's like I always try to like I always be like worrying about is she gonna leave me for this guy or this guy and blase. And it's like, what can I do to like basically have that I don't give a fuck demeanor about where the relationship go? Because I feel like the roles is switched just a little bit. I feel like she should be the one caring, and she do. It's just that, I feel like I be in my feelings too much, and I like her too much, and I feel like I worry more about where I stand with her because I like her so much. So like, how can I get into that I don't care type phase to where I'm not sweating her all the time, or I'm not calling her all the time, or like trying to make her hit me up type shit like that, man.
And what do you wait? Okay, so what do you do? Wait, how old are you?
I'm 26.
26. What do you do for a living?
Let me see. I work. I rap. I work. I make music. I just got hired at my second job just last week, so I'm about to start there soon. But as of right now, I pretty much just work. I make music. I play games, and from time to time, I hang out with my homies. But my homies usually be always busy, so usually it's basically work, and I come back home and chill type shit like that. And most of the time, if I'm not with her, or either I'm not on the phone with her, I'm doing my own thing as far as like working and getting money and shit like that.
Right, and so are you like, are you passionate about doing the music stuff and all that stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Right. So the thing is, the reason why you're so caught up in feeling the way you're feeling is because you're not really focused on your passions, your shit. You should be focused on your music. You should be focused on you getting money. That's supposed to be the first thing. You see what I'm saying? Like first and foremost, like that needs to be the top priority in your situation. And then what's going to happen is that the bond between you and your girl is going to be stronger based off of you doing that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So right now what's happening is that you're so worried about the relationship and how she's feeling and if she's going to leave you for some other dude. So now your insecurity is the thing that's the biggest part of the relationship, which is going to be the actual thing that might make your relationship end. You see what I mean? Because what's going to happen is that she's going to start to see how insecure you're being, and that's going to turn her off. And then she's going to start looking around for other dudes to fuck with. And also what you got to understand is this. Women usually do, like, women won't dump you a lot of times until she's found a replacement. You understand?
Right.
So this is why sometimes the dumping comes just out of the blue. You're like, what the fuck? I thought everything's cool. And all of a sudden one day she's like, hey, I'm done or whatever. But the thing is, what happens is it's usually a gradual process. So right now everything might seem cool, but because you're showing that insecurity, she could be going in the direction of trying to fuck with another dude. But that's all because of you being on that insecure stuff. But you're being on the insecure stuff because you're not focusing on you. You see what I'm saying? You got to focus on you, because when you focus on you, that's going to make the bond between you and her stronger, because now she goes from seeing her man being insecure to seeing her man doing what he does, which makes you more confident, which makes you more interesting to her just in general. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you definitely got to focus on you, because, for example, I'll give you an example. One time, I'm chilling with my girl or whatever, and I told her, I was like, yo, I'm about to go out to this event. You know what I'm saying? Because I go out to different events and to meet people and network or whatever, right? So before I went to the event, we got into this, like, not necessarily like an argument, but we had like a little, like, back and forth type of thing. And then she got really upset and pissed off. And the thing was, she wanted me to sort of stay with her to talk it out and do all this other stuff, right? So I talked a little bit, but what happened was, at the end of the day, I still went to the event. Like, I didn't not go to the event. I didn't stay there and, like, do this whole thing and be like, okay, I'm just going to stay and be with you now so that we could. Nah, my plan was to go to the event. So I was going to the event regardless, unless she was like, a super emergency happened where she was like sick or dying or whatever. I'm going to this event, period. So my goal was to do that event. The event was part of my purpose, the things that I do. You see what I'm saying? So regardless of what's happening with her, I'm still doing me, period. You see what I'm saying? Again, unless it's like a super crazy emergency. So what happened was, when I went to the event and I did my thing, and just me doing that makes our situation stronger, because now she sees that I'm the type of dude who stays focused on what he's trying to do regardless, which is the thing that makes her more attracted to me, because I'm being me. I'm not doing what she expects me to do. I'm not living my life just to please her. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing my shit. So you have to get back on doing your shit. So what I'm saying is that, let's say you say, yo, you know what? I'm gonna make some music from 6 o'clock to like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. or whatever. Let's say your girl texts you or something at like 8 o'clock. You text her back, be like, listen, I'm gonna hit you back at 10. I'm trying to finish these beats. You feel what I'm saying? And so just that within itself is gonna make her be like, damn, like my man is actually doing some shit, and it makes her feel like, oh, the guy that I'm with, he's actually about something. He's not just about me. Because the thing is, women want to follow your program, but if your program is her, she has nothing to follow. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing, that you gotta always stay focused on your shit and be about your shit, and through that's going to strengthen your situation. You shouldn't be worrying about none of that shit about her, if she's gonna leave you and what, how she's feeling. None of that shit should be part of your situation. You understand? So you gotta definitely, be on your stuff. And right now, what I would say too is, because the thing that makes this hard to do a lot of times, especially in your situation, is that you're so used to worrying about your situation. Right? So what I would say to you at this point is, immediately, you understand, like right after we get off the phone and shit, immediately, start focusing on your shit. Meaning, say, tomorrow make a plan, like, look, from this time to this time I'm gonna do this, from that time to that time I'm gonna do this, and focus on just you. Even if it's, you could be like, look, I'm gonna go to work from this time to this time, I'm gonna come home, work on my music, then after my music I'm gonna play some video games or whatever. You understand? Throughout that whole time, you understand, you ain't even necessarily thinking about your girl, but your girl, she's gonna be thinking about you. Like, what is this guy doing? You feel what I'm saying? And then in the middle of all that, she'll probably hit you up or call you or whatever, and then she'll be like, "Oh, what you up to?" Be like, "Yo, I'm about to finish this thing. I'll hit you back in like an hour." You understand? And keep that type of energy up in your relationship, because that's the thing that's going to make the shit a little bit more, tighter. You see what I mean? Your relationship's always gonna stay tight once you are on your purpose and you're doing your shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So
one more thing, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
One more thing, real quick. All right, now, so like, as I told you, I've been with her for almost 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
About 8 months ago, we had a fallout.
Mm-hmm.
So she came over here to my crib,
mm-hmm.
and we were chilling and shit, and she was on her phone. And I'm not the type of dude to really check through females' phones and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But about 8 months back, I was on my way to my closet to change clothes, because we was on our way out somewhere. And you know how you could just randomly look up and you like see something. I just so happened to look her way, and I seen this dude's name pop up on her phone.
Mm-hmm.
She slid his name up and stuff like that. So I confront her about it, and I'm like, "Who's this? Blase, blase." And I know her passcode and stuff like that. So when I asked for her phone and stuff like that, her passcode and all that shit was changed. So long story short, when I confronted her about it, you see, me and her, we was going through a dry spell at that time. She wasn't really happy at the time, because she felt like we was doing the same routine thing every day type shit like that. So I asked her out the dude and why she lied and stuff like that. So when she finally told me, she told me that had I not caught it sooner, that she had plans on chilling with him and stuff like that. I forgave her, but I didn't talk to her for about a week. I made her make all the contact and stuff like that. So what I would like to ask you is, man, do you think I'm stupid for, trying to forgive her and look past it? Because I told her, hey, yo, look, listen, I'll let the shit slide this time, but if it go down again and I catch you lying again, I'm done with you. So, am I dumb for, trying to, forgive her and look past it? Because because it's like since then, right? When she tell me stuff about like, you know, I'm chilling this evening with my cousins or my friends and stuff, it's like I'll believe it a little bit, but then it's like at the same time, it's like now I don't really. I trust her, but not as much as I did before I caught her lying, type shit like that. So, like, how do you think I resolved that, or like, what would you have done in that case?
No, well, the thing is, it's good that you basically checked her and said, listen, if that shit happened again, that's that's not good. You feel what I'm saying? So that's good that you did that, right?
Right.
But what you gotta understand is that if she does do it again, and you do catch her, you feel what I'm saying? Then you gonna have to charge into the game and keep that shit pushing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the thing is that if you do catch her and then you still stay with her and ain't nothing change. It's a wrap. You might as well just charge her, because now your relationship's gonna really be fucked up because you done said you gonna do something, and you ain't do it. So now you're at that point where, okay, if she does do it, or you do catch her doing it, then you actually got to charge her. You see what I mean? So I mean, but that's a good thing, because you don't really want to be in a situation where that is actually going on, or it's going to keep going down. You feel what I mean? But see,
right.
so that's really what you got to do. See, this is why I personally, I don't fuck with the monogamy shit. So that's because if it was me, I'd have been like, look, man, we gonna have this open relationship, and that's what it's gonna be, or whatever. But since your situation ain't like that, you're gonna have to actually charge into the game, because you already said what it is. So yeah, so just keep. But what I would say on top of that, though, is that since you already said that, that's a good thing. But what you could do at the same time to make your situation stronger, like I said again, is to you gotta stop acting, being on that insecure stuff of worrying about the relationship, because again, that's the thing that's gonna probably cause her to do what she did before. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that could, and because her doing that in the first place could have been because of how you're acting now. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it to say that it's all the way your fault, because she still has a choice of whether or not she wants to do that or not. But what guys got to understand is that sometimes your behavior is helping that shit go down. You understand what I'm saying? Because what you got to understand is that women are always choosing between she's looking at the best option in her situation. So if she sees that the guy she's with now, which is you, is being insecure, is worrying about shit, is doing all this other stuff, and then let's say she has some other dude that she knows he seems like he's doing his thing, he seems confident, she's going to end up trying to get with that dude. You feel what I'm saying? But see, the thing is that she has history with you, and she has an emotional attachment to you. So this is what I'm saying. All you need to do is make sure that you're switching up your shit to make sure that you're on point with your game, so that when she even thinks about fucking with another dude, she's going to be like, nah, I'm not going to fuck with that other dude, because I got my man here and I don't want to fuck it up. Also, because he already told me that if he catches me do this again, or if I do this again, I'm out. You see what I'm saying? So if she sees that you're on point, she's not going to want to gamble losing you because you're on point. But if you're not on point, it's going to be easier for her to leave you because you're not on point, because she's going to just find somebody else who's on point. You see what I'm saying? The thing is, it's hard for women to find guys who are on point. So if you're already on point within the relationship, that's going to make her want to stick with you. You see what I mean? If you're not on point, if you start doing that insecure stuff, worrying about the relationship, like you're up there checking her phone every 5 seconds while she's in the bathroom taking a shower, that type of shit, that's going to make her move to another dude, because she's going to feel that insecurity within you. She's going to see it. The shit is not going to work out, because remember, they're always going to be choosing based off of who they feel is the most valuable. And the most valuable guy is the guy who's on point. And the guy who's on point is on point because he is worrying about his shit. You see what I'm saying? Worrying about his purpose, his thing, with the shit that he's doing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Right. So basically, man, in this situation, all really I need to do is just worry more about me, like she worrying about herself, and don't be like blowing her up like all the time.
Right, exactly.
Just let her come around to me.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to have her hitting you up more. You got to have her sort of chasing you down. You got to have her saying, like, she should be the one saying, hey, I haven't heard from you in a few hours. Where you at? Why you taking so long to get back to me? Blah, blah, blah. That's the type of shit, you understand? Like, you want her to be worrying about, you want her to be thinking, is my man cheating on me? How come he ain't calling me back? You want her thinking that. You feel what I'm saying? That's the type of shit you want her in that position. You don't want it to be where she's like, oh, this guy, he's like, sweating me and always thinking some shit, and he's acting this way, and he's up there acting like a bitch ass nigga, all that. You know what I mean? You don't want that type of energy. You don't want your girl to have the type of energy. And the thing is, again, all of this is dependent upon how you manage your situation. Because, like I said, it was perfect that you told her, hey, listen, if this happens again, we're done. You understand? Because that's you setting that precedent. Now you got to make sure that you are that dude, so that that top notch dude. So when, even if she was thinking about it, or some other dude try to holler at her, she knows what she's gonna lose. You see what I mean? But again, if you're on that other shit, she's gonna be more likely to engage with the other dudes, because even if you say, hey, if I catch you again, it's done, she's gonna think, well, fuck it, let it be done, because she's gonna be looking at you like, well, you're insecure anyway. You're not showing me that you're that type of dude anyway, and this new dude is showing me he is. You see what I mean? And so you got to make sure that your shit is on point. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man. Look, I really appreciate the advice. I watch your videos. I got your subscription turned on. I look at all your shit.
That's
what's
up,
I love
man.
what you do, man. And I'm gonna keep looking at you.
I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, keep me posting, man. Keep me posting. All right?
All right, man. You take it easy.
All right, peace. Yeah, man. You guys got to, got to let these chicks know what it is. But you got to be on point with your shit, man. You got to be on point with your shit. What's popping in the chat room, people? What is going on? Jermaine Jones, he said women should be doing 90% of the pursuing. Yeah. The woman really should be chasing you, man. You understand? The woman should be chasing you. So the caller number is 646-481-3901. Like, y'all, your girl, you know what it is? You should be at a point. This is when you know you're really on point in your relationship. When you ask yourself, you're going to ask yourself this question. When you ask yourself, am I treating my girl good enough? That's when you're treating your girl good enough. When you ask that question. You see what I'm saying? That's when you know. When that question pops up, that's when you know. Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
Yo, what's up, man?
What up? What's popping? Who's this?
Hey, this is Paul from ATL.
What up? What's going on with you, man?
So, hey, man, I got a question. Been watching your videos for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But, wondering, man, how do you get these women from cold approach, man? And how, how often should you be approaching, going out there and approaching chicks doing cold approach? Because I see chicks all the time at, like, the grocery store or Target or some shit like that.
Right.
That I want to approach and shit. So I just want to know some tips on, what you're supposed to say to them and stuff.
Well, the thing is, again, like, I've talked about this like a million times, is that it's really, a lot of it depends on the situation. You gotta, because there's really two ways to approach a chick, indirect or direct. It just really falls under those two categories. So if you're talking about, if you see a chick in a grocery store or Walmart or some shit, if you want to go indirect or whatever, let's say if you're in the aisle shopping or some shit, and you see some like, you know, fruit or some shit, and you say to the girl like, yo, you know, what you know, how do you know if the fruit is ripe or not? How do you know if this is good or not? You know, which I don't know, freaking avocados or whatever look good. How do you know, you asking her that? You're asking her that question so you can have a conversation about the fucking fruit, and then you move on to asking, you know, saying, hey, what's your name? My name is so and so, and then you start talking to her. So that's just indirect. The direct way is that if you're in that same avocado aisle, you see the girl, and you say, hey, what's up? How you doing? You know, what's your name? My name's Locario. Look, you really cute. You know, I'm about to head out real quick. I got to do some stuff, but, you know, here's my number. You know what I'm saying? You're just going direct. So a lot of it is the hardest part about approaching chicks is getting yourself to actually step up and do it, because it's always the anxiety of the approach that stops you. The actual approach isn't the hard part. I mean, the actual talking to the girl isn't the hard part. You understand? Because she's going to give you all the cues of what to say and do, meaning she's going to respond to you, and then you're going to respond back. She's going to respond to you, you're going to respond back. It's going to be back and forth. The hard part is actually going up and saying something, because a lot of guys hesitate because they're scared to go up. So, you know, so what part of cold approaching is difficult for you? Like, what happens when you go up and approach chicks and all that?
Like, I just can't really be as direct. I mostly, if I'm doing, I just do indirect. I haven't really tried direct, because a lot of times, like, what happens is, you know, like, the women I tend to approach are older, and, you know, they get kind of thrown off sometimes by a guy that's maybe a lot younger than them approaching them. So sometimes I don't want to go up and be, you know, real too direct. Because I know you did a video with Karen Lee Potter. I know I watched some of her videos. She says that, you know, when you're in a situation like a grocery store or something like that, she says you shouldn't really be all that, you know, that direct, because it may, like, you can't just go up to the chick and be like, oh, I think you're cute, you know, and so forth and so on in a grocery store, or it may throw her off. So I go into it with that mentality sometimes, that, you know, man, if I'm too direct, I may scare her off, but then if I don't get to the point, you know, she's just gonna walk off. You know, I had that happen to me one time, because I think I was in a clothing store or something, and I walked up, and I don't even remember what I said to the chick, but I said something kind of like indirect. I think I asked her what she thought about a certain shirt for me, and she kind of just walked away. I guess she kind of probably knew I was kind of trying to approach her, because I think she kind of saw that I was hesitating, because we were kind of hanging out in the same area for like 10 minutes, and I think she saw that I was like, you know, I guess I probably came across kind of nervous in my body language or whatever. But,
and well, the thing is this, you gotta understand, like, if a girl wants to talk to you, right, she's gonna stand there and talk to you. You see what I mean? Because this is the thing that I want guys to understand. A lot of it is not necessarily, you know, too much about how you approach it, because, you know, that has a little bit to do with it. Like, let's say, because if you're being very nervous and like awkward, that can be awkward for the girl. You understand what I'm saying? So then that kind of messes it up a little bit. But in general, it's all about you pushing yourself to approach, because the girls who are going to want to talk to you are going to talk to you. So the game is really about you being able to master being able to approach and not be scared. Because let's say, for example, you in that Walmart or Target or wherever, let's say you approach 20 girls, right? And let's say out of those 20, 4 or let's say 5 of them like actually talk to you, have a conversation with you, right? Those 4 or 5, most likely we're going to have a conversation with you if you went indirect, or if you went direct, they were going to have a conversation with you anyway if you were nervous or not nervous, because they're actually into talking to you. You see what I'm saying? So the way that you do it is more so for your own comfortability in a lot of cases, and also for your agenda. Because, for example, usually when I talk to a woman, I might go direct strictly because I don't want to waste time. And that's just my personal thing. Like, if I go up to a girl and let's say I'm in a store, let's say I'm at Target and I see a hot chick, I might just walk up to her and be like, yo, miss, how you doing? My name's Locario. What's your name? Listen, I'm about to head out. Yo, you are cute as fuck. Listen, this is my card. There's my number on it. I need you to call me tonight. What time you free tonight? 8 o'clock. Hit me up at 8 o'clock. And then I just get the fuck out of there. So if this girl is feeling me, she'll give me a call at 8. If she's not going to call me. Right? It's not necessarily too much about how I did it, but how I did it was because I wanted to do it that way because I wanted to make it quick. Or sometimes, let's say, for example, a guy might go indirect because he's not comfortable yet going direct. And so it's better for him to go indirect at that point because he might pull it off easier going indirect because he's too nervous to go direct. So if he went direct, his nervousness could have fucked up the situation versus if you went indirect, he would have been more calm and then it would have been easier for him to, navigate the situation. You see what I'm saying? But in most cases, no matter how you do it, whatever girl wants to talk to you is going to talk to you. You see what I mean? So it's not necessarily, you don't got to worry too much about how, if you go direct and right away, it's more so, can you push yourself to approach? You see what I mean? That's what it is. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So it's basically, can you push yourself to constantly and consistently approach even in the face of rejection? Because like I said, if you talk to 20 girls in Target or whatever, and 5 of them were receptive to you, let's say the first 15 girls rejected you, and then the last 5 girls were receptive. If you were upset by the 10th girl and gave up, you would have never got to the 15th girl and the 16th girl, 17th girl. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what would have fucked you up. Not that it's not that, oh, I'm approaching these girls and they don't want me and it's hard. No, it's because you haven't gotten the motivation or the drive to keep doing it. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the problem with a lot of guys is that once they get rejected or they get rejected a few times, they're like, oh, this is some bullshit and these chicks don't like me, and then they just stop. You feel what I mean? And then they overanalyze every little thing they're doing. Now again, there are things that you can do to make it tighter. You feel what I'm saying? There are things that you can do to make shit a little bit more easier for you, and there are things that you can do to up your numbers, right? But just in general, it's just really you approaching. Because it's like this. A guy who sucks at talking to women, meaning like, he's very nervous and he don't know what to say, whatever. If he approaches 100 girls, right, and he gets like 3 or 4 of them, right, and he gets 3 or 4 numbers out of 100, that's better than a guy who's a little bit better at talking to women than him, but that guy only approaches like 7 girls because he's scared. He's always hesitating. He's scared to really like go at it. But the guy who doesn't really know how to talk to girls, he's just approaching, while the other guy's kind of hesitating at every single girl. He's like, I don't know about this one. Let me, so the guy who does more of the approaches is most likely going to get more, more shit going because he's mastering being able to approach. You see what I'm saying? And so he's hitting more numbers than the other guy who's like being little hesitant. You see what I'm saying? Because no matter how good you are at approaching women, you're always going to get rejected. You're always going to get girls who are not going to want to talk to you. You're always going to get girls who are going to keep walking. You're always going to get girls who are going to be rude to you. It just happens. It's part of the game. So it's really you mastering being able to push through that when that shit is happening. Like how do you keep motivated when the last 7 girls you talked to didn't want to talk to you or give you the number? You see what I mean? That's what it's about. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. So that's what it is. But yeah, you just gotta keep going out there, and also the more comfortable you are, the easier the shit's gonna be for you in the long run. So I would say even if you're trying to because you say you usually do the indirect approach. You can try to just to be direct. Try that so that you'll have both that you can do. You see what I'm saying? And then you pull out whichever one you want to do whenever you feel the time is convenient to do either one. Because there's certain times I still go indirect based off of the situation. You understand? So sometimes like if I'm in a situation where it calls for me that it would be interesting for me to go indirect, then I just go indirect, and then I just, and then I see what's popping with that situation. So, but the thing is, I know how to do both well, so that I can choose which one to do whenever I want to do it. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So so yeah, that's what it is, man. You feel me?
Yeah.
But just keep going out there and keep that shit pushing, bro. All right.
All right. Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate the advice.
All right, man. I'm gonna let you.
Oh, okay. All right. Later.
Peace. Later. Yeah, man. Yeah, you guys gotta just go out there and fucking do that shit. You gotta go out there and do it. You gotta go out there and do it, because the chicks who are feeling you, they're gonna feel you. You feel what I'm saying? Then you gotta have the chicks that is sort of like, in the middle, that you can have start to feel you based off of how comfortable you are, based off of how confident you are, all of that shit. You feel me? What's popping in the chat room? You feel me? What is you said? Do those face? You said to do the face workouts. Oh man. Man. But yeah, the calling number, people, 646-481-3901. So I'm gonna be in Florida this weekend. So anybody in Florida, Orlando, holla at your boy, man. Holla at me. I'm gonna be up in there on Saturday. I'll be there from Saturday to Tuesday. Thomas, you said, what if a chick never feels you? What are you talking about? You saying if a chick never wants to get with you? You saying if no chick ever wants to get with you? Is that what you're saying? You'll find chicks who's gonna want to get with you if you putting yourself out there. So you know what the problem is you got guys who don't really go out and do shit, but they're expecting, like, they want the formula of how to get a million fucking women. You know what I'm saying? See, Thomas, what you gotta understand is, if you put yourself out there and you talk to women, you're going to get women. It's not hard to get chicks. See, when we talk about game, though, this is why the game is so important. Because, truthfully, any of you guys could go out there, randomly approach 100, 150 girls, and you'll probably get 3 or 4 or 5 of them. You understand? It's going, just off of the law of averages, it's going to happen. It may not be the exact chicks you want. It may not be the hottest girls, but you're going to get some chicks. You're going to get something popping. Now, what the game does is that it makes you be able to learn how to get more of the women you want and how to get more of those women. You see what I'm saying? And how to get it when you want to get it. Yo, what's going on? Who's this? Yo,
what's up, Mr. Locario? This is Jason Tate.
What up? What's popping, bro?
Des Moines, Iowa, man. What's going on? Good.
Chilling. So what's the deal with you?
Man, I think you'd answer, man. But
what up?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm there. You hear me?
Man, hey, I got a question for you, man. All
right, go ahead.
What's your take on, like, shit, man, hold on. Let me get my thoughts together. Chicks, like, I get married chicks waving and shit at me. I work in a lab and shit, but I get chicks, married women working, and they be waving and winking at me and shit. So what do I do? Like, how do you take that approach? Like, what do you do? Like, do you approach them, or do you, like, stay away from them, or, like, what's your take on that, man?
You said married chicks? Me trying to holler? Or
married women. Like, seriously, dog, just be like trying to just wave and just, like, giving you the choosing signals, basically.
I mean, if they married, don't really fuck with them like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you don't know what the situation is with the husbands and all that. Because you got a lot of dudes who out here are simps, man. You don't want to you don't want to get into those situations. You see what I'm saying? Because if her husband is a simp, and you know what he'll do is, instead of checking his girl, he gonna want to holler at, he gonna want to be like, yo, what's up with you, and come at you. You see what I'm saying? And it's like,
my man,
all them problems ain't worth it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you right, man. But if you got a martial arts background and all that shit, I mean, it's all good.
you say you got a martial arts background?
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, well, look.
I got gad too, but I appreciate, you know, your time, whatever. I ain't gonna be one of them long-winded fools, but
right.
I'll let you get back to it.
All right, cool.
You know, chat room and shit.
But yeah, man.
Thanks, man.
All right, take care, bro. But you guys gotta be careful, man. I'm telling you, all that shit ain't worth it, man. All that shit ain't worth it. All that fucking drama and shit. I'm just saying, there's other chicks out there. There's chicks who don't got husbands and shit. Now, if the situation is, if her husband comes up to you and says some shit like, "Hey, I want you to fuck my wife," then that's one thing. You feel what I'm saying? But if you know, if it's just some random chick and you know she married and she's on some other shit, it's just like, I don't know. Cause shit seems cool until it ain't. You be like, God damn, like, you know, you don't want none of those fucking problems. Yeah, man, these chicks, there's dudes out there, you know, they'll be like, yo, they'll be into that shit. Like, they want you to fuck their wife while they watching. You feel what I'm saying? So you know, that shit goes down. That shit goes down. I'm like, man. See, my open relationship ain't really like that though. I don't be wanting to see dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, go over there and do that shit with nah, I ain't fucking with that. Crazy. That shit crazy. Cameron, he said, how do you make women laugh? What you want to make women laugh for? Tell them a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? Be funny, be witty. Yeah, dudes be on that cuckold shit, man. So yeah, if it's that situation, then, you know, by all means, dude, you know, get it popping if that's what you want to do. You feel what I mean? But don't be fucking with these married chicks, and then they simp husbands come through and try to do some bullshit. You said tickle a woman's titties to make her laugh. Jacob, he said, how hot was the finest white girl you ever copped? Oh man, I've been with a lot of bad white chicks though. That's why I think it's funny when dudes be like, oh, black guys get the ugly white. I'm like, really? Like, where, dude? I don't know. Yo, what's poppin'? Who's this?
Yo, what's up, bro?
What's poppin'? What's going on? Who's this?
Hey, man, it's Chris Ryan.
What's up? What's poppin' with you? Where you from?
I'm from Cali.
All right. What's going on with you?
Hey, man, I just got a question, man. Like you were talking about, you know, like the 80-20 rule or whatever. Like the woman should do like 80% of the chasing. You know what I mean, or whatever.
Right.
So I'm like wondering, like, what's like the fastest way, like, you can like establish like that rule, like, while attracting her at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to put off that vibe, like, I'm the man and you're gonna do what I want. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do it kind of subtle. So I'm like, how would you approach that? Like, how do you, you know, get the women to start doing the chasing, like, as fast as you can?
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is this, just in general, right? And this is why I say dudes got to work on themselves and understand the game is about them, is because you have to be the best version of yourself. You have to be that dude. Because what you got to understand is, and this, most women don't experience top-notch guys, meaning that 90% of the dudes that try to holler at chicks, they not feeling. So, but they don't want you to know that. Women don't want you to know that. Women want you to think that they got all these options or whatever.
They're fucking the best of the best.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is that when you come up to the chick and you on top of your shit, and you can tell that she's feeling you, because what you gotta understand is for a woman to chase you, in most cases, she has to either first already be feeling you, or you have to create a situation for her to start to feel you. Meaning, like, let's say, for example, well, if she's already feeling you, it's easy because you see she's feeling you. So now all you got to do is set up a dynamic for her to chase. If you're dealing with a chick who's sort of like, she's, on a date with you, or you're talking to her and she's into you, but she's not all the way sold, you have to get her to be all the way sold, and then she'll chase you, because the chasing only happens when a chick is into you, or she's been, you've created the situation for her to be into you. So that's one thing guys gotta understand. So now let's just start with a girl who's into you. If you talking to a girl and you notice that she's into you, it's obvious, she's checking you, whatever. Now all you got to do is set up the dynamic to where she's hitting you up. So for example, you meet a chick at a bar. Let's say y'all making out, y'all doing all of this shit, y'all kissing, whatever. And let's say for whatever sake argument, you couldn't take her home that night because you had to get up in the morning, she had to get up in the morning, whatever the fuck it was, right? So you say to her, listen, we got to continue this. Let's make this happen. Here's my number. Hit me up tomorrow at this time. You understand? Now, once she hits you up, that's the start of the chasing. You see what I'm saying?
Now, hey, I just ran that on a girl too yesterday.
Right.
And she didn't hit me up today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to think, like, now, I haven't hit her up or nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? I know she'll chase me. Like, tomorrow she'll hit me up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, am I supposed to, like, show her, like, some kind of punishment for it? Like, you're not going to ignore me. Like, what I told you to do, you didn't do it. So, like, what's a good way to, like, get that dominance back?
Well, the thing is, let's say if she didn't call you, let's say she hits you up, I don't know, fucking this weekend or some shit. You understand what I'm saying? You just playfully say, listen, you were supposed to hit me up the other day, so what's gonna happen is we're gonna go out on Friday, and you're gonna take me out and pay for the meal to just to make it up to me. You understand what I'm saying? So now so now you get her to do that. You see what I'm saying? But all you need to do though is that when you see her and when you interacting with her, all you got to do is get her sort of in the mode of chasing if you want her to chase. So for example, let's say you go out with her. If you go out with her and let's say I hang out, you're doing your thing or whatever, let's say you even smash or whatever, right? Then you say to her, yo, I had a really good time. What you doing on so-and-so day? She'll be like, oh, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Well, listen, give me a call Tuesday at 5:00 and we'll set something up. You see what I mean? So now you're just getting her used to being the one to hit you up. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of the chasing really has to do with you sort of setting up the dynamic of how it's going to be with you and her. Now, at a certain point, you can hit her up sometime, once in blue and see what's popping, but you want the main thing to be her sort of hitting you up if you're trying to set up that chasing dynamic. You see what I mean? So So that's the thing.
Like what? So what are some things you do, like, if they start acting like, resistant to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, no woman wants to, like, make it easy for you to, like, dominate her. So, like, do you just got to stay cool the whole time? Or, I mean...
Well, that's the thing. There are going to be... See, that's the thing. There are going to be women who's going to make it easy. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, but again, those are the ones who's really, really feeling you. Now, the ones who aren't going to make it as easy are the second type of girls I was talking about, the girls who are in the middle. So understanding you're dealing with those type of chicks. So the thing is, if she's not making it that easy for you, you have to ask yourself, do you want to put in the work to be able to make her chase? You see what I'm saying? Because it's still work you're going to put in. So what I'm saying is, just like how you said, if the girl didn't hit you up, she hit you up later, then you say, listen, you got to make this up to me because you ain't hit me up when I told you to hit me up or whatever. That's still work because you're still orchestrating the situation. You see what I mean? So it's still it still worked regardless. So you just have to understand what type of chick you're dealing with, and you got to understand if you want to put in that type of work and that type of energy. Because the flip side of it is, right? Because let's say you're not getting a girl to chase you, right? You can still get a chick without it being a chasing dynamic, and it's still going to sort of be the same type of energy. So let's say, for example, instead of having her chase me, I just hit her up from time to time, right? The girl who's feeling me, she's going to be responsive, and she's going to go out with me or whatever. The girl who's sort of halfway into me, there's still going to be that resistance from me trying to hit her up and see what's popping. So the resistance and the cooperation is the same no matter if you're getting the girl to chase you or not. The point of getting her to chase you is because you ultimately want it to be a little bit easier on the front end where you're not doing as much. But even though you're not doing as much, you're still putting in work to create that chasing situation. You see what I'm saying? So it all depends on how you want to do it as far as, the dynamic. Because the thing with getting a girl to chase you is more so if you're dealing with a number of different women. You see what I'm saying? Like if you're just dealing with one girl or two girls, it's not necessary for you to really get the girl to chase because you're only dealing with one or two girls. But if I'm dealing with 5, 6, maybe 7 chicks at a time, then it's more necessary for me to get the girl to chase because I don't really have time to be catching up with 4, 5, 6, 7 girls. You see what I mean? So that's why you would get them to chase if you have more coming through because you don't want to have to put in all that work to contact them. You see what I mean?
Well, yeah, and see, the main thing, the reason why I want the women to chase is because it's more that, I just want them to, appreciate me as a human being, you know what I mean? I don't want them to take advantage of me because, I'm a grown-ass man, and I got value for myself, so, that's why I'd rather prefer chicks chase me because, that's how chicks be falling in love anyways because they do the chasing, and, whoever does the chase is going to fall harder. I just prefer a female to, just want to appreciate me more. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, the girl's going to chase regardless anyway. So, for example, let's say I started it off where I get a girl's number and I hit her up and set a date, right? And let's say I go on that date and then we have a good time or whatever, and then I don't even call her for a week. And then I hit her up again later that week and I say, yo, let's go on another date. And then she says, cool. And then she goes on a second date with me, right? And then let's say we go on another date, but another week later we go on another date, and then on the third date I smash, right? Then what's going to happen is, as the time is going on, she's going to be hitting me up a little bit more than I'm hitting her up because I keep making it a week. So she's going to be tired of having to wait a whole week to hear from me, that she's going to start hitting me up. You see what I'm saying? So the more that a woman is interested in you, the more she's going to come at you. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, and I always tell guys, the difference between pursuing and chasing. See, what I'm talking about here in this example is pursuing. Right. So you should never chase a chick. Period. You know what I'm saying? You should never do that. You only pursue or you have her chase you. That's it. You see what I mean? And so whichever dynamic you want to do it in, that all depends on you. You see what I'm saying? And it all depends on which road you want to take, because the beginning part of the situation or the relationship is usually the most critical because that you gotta see if you can actually form something happening in that situation. You see what I mean? So Yeah,
you gotta establish what your game plan,
right,
before you even try to be with a girl.
Right, exactly.
I like what you said though about how you said you go out with them once a week. You know what I mean? And then they'll start it's hard. It's kind of hard for me to understand that because I don't know if that's just how females think. I want to see him more and more, because their attention whores. But
that's why you do that though, and that's why you do that. So what I'm saying is that when you wait that week, right? That's the thing that gets them even into the thought process of wanting to chase you, because if you go on a date with a chick and she's really feeling you, and a week is going by, and let's say this is the first date, a week is going by, now she's wondering if you like her or not. You feel what I'm saying? So then when you hit her up for the second date, she's excited to go on the second date because she wasn't sure if she was going to get a second date. Now that she got a second date, she's a little bit more like, oh, this guy likes me because we're going on a second date, and she's excited about a second date. Now, after that second date, let's say y'all didn't get to smash or whatever, but you go and then you make another week pass by, and now she's like, oh, he went on 2 dates and I haven't heard from him in a week. I really want to talk to him. And then you hit her up for a third date. And now she's excited to go on that third date. And now, by that time, usually you smash. You understand? As just in general, you usually smash, and then by that time, she's thinking, wow, you know, I really am feeling this guy. And now she's noticing that she goes out with you, but she doesn't hear from you. She goes out with you, but she doesn't hear from you. And now that you smash, now she's like, oh shit, I really want to see this guy because I like this guy and we already fucked and I don't want him to not call me. I got to call him. You see what I mean? So now it gets her in that mode of fucking wanting to chase. You see what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, so how do you keep that power?
Mm-hmm. You said, how do you do what?
Like how do you keep that power over her? Like after she starts chasing you, I mean, what's like the secret formula to always, you know, like, are you just supposed to be distant all the time?
No. And see, that's the thing. Once she starts chasing you, once she starts feeling you, all you really need to do, and I talked about this with the other caller, all you really need to do is focus on your shit. Like, you should always be focusing on your shit, period. But you just continue to focus on doing you. See, the problem that a lot of guys have in the game is that they're focusing too much on trying to keep the girl interested. The easiest way to keep the girl interested is to be interested in your shit. You understand what I'm saying? And be interested in what the fuck you're doing. So what I'm saying is that you chilling with her, whatever, you know, you hanging out with her, y'all doing your thing, but you have so many hobbies and all this other stuff that you're doing, so what happens is that you're so caught up in what you're doing that she's going to be like, oh, let me see what he's up to, or I want to keep up with him. I want to be a part of his shit. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the thing that keeps her chasing. The chasing, the chasing that your girl does is a byproduct of you being so focused on your shit. You see what I'm saying? Because even when you wait that week, when you first fucking with a girl and let's say you call her and you wait that week, it shouldn't just be you sitting there twiddling your thumbs, you know, waiting for that week to go by and then you call her. No, you should already be having a whole bunch of shit, a whole bunch of things going on in your own life or whatever, and that translates into when she starts chasing. And so what happens is that at a certain point, I said this earlier in the show, it's almost like this. It's like, and I said this before, it's like you want to be able to question yourself and say, like, you want to also like have an honest discussion with yourself and say, yo, am I giving my girl enough attention, or am I giving this woman enough attention? It shouldn't be damn, like, I'm seeing this girl every day, or I feel like we're, like seeing each other too much. It should be like, am I even giving her enough attention? And the reason why you're asking that question is because you're so caught up in you that question arises. And if that question arises, it usually means you're on the right track because you're doing your shit. So, because even, for example, I ask that shit about when I think about my wife all the time. I say to myself, damn, am I have I given my wife enough attention this week? And the reason why I ask myself that is because I'm always busy doing what the fuck I'm doing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, for example, my wife sometimes wants me to come into bed and lay with her as she's sleeping, but as you can see, it's 1:30 in the morning and I'm here doing this shit. You see what I'm saying? So my wife is in bed right now wondering, damn, like, is he gonna come to bed soon? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta be so much on your shit that the girl she's yearning to fuck with you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's like you said earlier too, like girls act like they got all these other like niggas on there that are all doing shit. Like, if I fell under that little illusion that, it kind of makes you insecure when, girls are out there saying, they're fucking these dudes and they got all their shit together. And, I would never really take it as like they're just lying through their teeth though, because I just don't see people like in that light really. Like, I try to hold people a little higher standards, you know what I mean? So I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's some crazy shit though.
Right. Well, with chicks, what it is on the front end, they have options as far as attention goes. Meaning they have a whole bunch of dudes that want to fuck them, but that's for them. That's not really what they want. So it's not really, it's the equivalent of me chilling at a gay bar and saying, "Yo, I got all these gay dudes checking me out." Like that don't mean nothing to me. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's like so. You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck that mean? So it's the same thing for chicks.
That's what I can't stand too. Yeah, because I'll walk into places and I look right and shit, and I can just tell all these females are just checking me out all the time, and like I feel like maybe they're just being nice, but it's like it's almost overwhelming. Like now that I noticed that all these chicks are always checking me out or giving me these looks, and it makes you feel like shit at the end of the day when you're like, fuck, I should have went and hollered at them.
Oh yeah. You gotta go in, man. You gotta go in, and you gotta and the thing is, you have to become the type of dude who knows how to maneuver in those situations to get the maximum result. This is what I was talking about earlier, where I was saying that, what game does, or having strong game, is being able to be a guy who goes out. Like, it's like this. I have a friend who, like, I would say 80% of the time he goes out, he can find a random chick and meet them that night and have sex with her. You see what I'm saying? So, so what it is that he'll be just like, it'll be like a Friday night or something. He'll be bored. And he'll call me up and he'll be like, "Yo, I'm trying to go out and chill and fuck with these chicks." So I'll roll with him. You feel what I'm saying? And almost like I'd say 80-85% of the time, he's able to go out, meet a chick, and it might not be the first chick he talks to. Sometimes it is the first chick he talks to. But, 85% of the time, he goes home with a chick. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why...
That's where I'm trying to be.
Right, but...
Like, right. Why do you want to go and spit game at a chick just to waste your own time? I'm the type of person, or I don't want to do something if it ain't going to work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm trying to get every part of that game. Because, I'm a truck driver, too, so I'm in different states every night, man. Like, I need to... If I'm going to fuck some bitches or whatever, or some girls or whatever, I need to learn how to be able to just walk in somewhere and just, start vibing with the chick, man. It's like fucking rocket science sometimes.
Right. Nah, and that's what I'm saying. This is why learning the game is important, because you want to get to the point where you can go into a spot, a bar or club, wherever, and you could already peep who are the chicks that are most likely gonna want to fuck with me, just straight off the look. You feel what I'm saying? Or off of how they're looking at you, whatever. Then when you talk to them, you can say, "Oh, I noticed that this girl is more likely to fuck with me on some sex shit than these other girls I'm talking to here." So all of that comes from practice and understanding the game and understanding like how to maneuver this shit. And this is why I was saying my friend, he can go out and 85% of the time close and make the shit pop, because he recognizes all of that shit already. He knows he can replicate what he needs to say and do over and over again in order to get, maximum results. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so that's what it is, man. That's what it is. But yo, listen, I appreciate the call, bro. I got a few more people trying to call up and all that other shit.
Yeah, help them out, bro. I subscribe now. I love your channel, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Keep it up, bro.
All right,
yeah,
peace.
No problem.
But yeah, man. So yeah, that's what it is, man. You guys, I'm telling you, the more you practice this shit, you would be fucking amazed. You'd be amazed. I'm telling you. Yo, what's going on? What's poppin'? Who's this?
Yo, what's up, Mr. Locario?
What up?
I would like to remain anonymous real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Where you from, though? Where you from?
I'm from CT, Connecticut.
All right, cool. So what's poppin' with you, man?
All right, man. So I know what you're about to say. You make sure you always tell your hand up chase every time. But there was this one girl a couple months back who I used to fuck with.
Mm-hmm.
She was mad cool and everything, but so we fell off. And to make a long story short, we stopped talking and we started to. And she's at my job.
Mm-hmm.
We stopped talking, and she hit me up on my birthday. I want to know if I can smash again.
So you said this is a chick you already smashed already?
Yeah, definitely.
And you say you work with her still, or you used to work with her?
Now I work with her. I still work with her.
All right, and you said she hit you up on your birthday.
Yeah, my birthday.
And you started. So you say you're trying to smash again? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
I mean, why would you think you can't smash again?
That's a good question actually.
Because
why would I?
Well, I mean, is she? Because the thing is, are y'all cool? Do you see her at work and say what's up and y'all talking all that other stuff? Like, what's y'all relationship?
Nah, we don't talk at all. We don't talk at all. Like, it's like literally we don't like. She just started to ignore me and I started to ignore her back.
Mm. So at work y'all just sort of like y'all don't really converse at work or nothing.
Nah. But then on my birthday, she randomly hits me up. She compliments me, all that stuff like that, out of nowhere, out the blue.
And it was in person or online or whatever. What was it?
It was through my text. Through text.
Through text. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, the fact that if y'all not really talking that much, but she hits you up, yeah, you can, reignite that conversation because she's the one hollering at you saying happy birthday or what's up and blah blah blah. So you can say, yo, what you up to this weekend? What you was popping with you? Let's make something happen. Because since you already smashed, and she's also hitting you back up just out the blue, just on some, well, of course your birthday so it gives her a reason to hit you up, but she's hitting you up regardless. Then you take that opportunity to try to set something up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's really all it is. And the thing is, when you already smash a chick, when you already had sex with a girl, it's easier to get back at her unless the sex was horrible. You feel what I'm saying? Like, unless something happened where, she felt like the sex was terrible or whatever, But other than that, yeah, you can hit her back and see what's popping with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right, man.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, just hit her up and see what's good. You know what I mean?
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, bro. I'm gonna let you.
All right.
Yeah. Jason Tate, you said, I'm from New York. I'm from New York, Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, man. Thomas, you be asking mad broad-ass questions. You said, how do you attract women? That's what we talk about this whole show. What are you talking about, man? That's hilarious. That is hilarious. But yeah, calling number 646-481-3901. Remember, guys, get your copy of How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day. It's going to be an autographed copy for you guys. I will mail this out to your house, or you can get the ebook, or you can get the audio book. And you guys can get the Bad Boy book. The Bad Boy book is on point. We only got the ebook version for now, but you guys can get that, and it comes with a bonus audio program. You feel me? So, But, man, what's going on in the chat room, people? What is going on? But yeah, like I was saying earlier, is that when you are, like, really well-versed in the game, man, you can go out and just get chicks. Like, it's insane. Because you end up like, like let's say whatever city you're in, wherever you're at, you certain spots that's popping off. You know the type of chicks that's there. You recognize the type of chicks that's fucking with you. You recognize the type of chicks that ain't trying to fuck with you. You recognize the type of chicks who are attention whores. You recognize the type of chicks who are really trying to get down for that night. You recognize the social cues that these chicks will give when they're ready to fuck. Like, all of this stuff you'll see. And it'll start, falling into place. And you're like, okay, yeah, that one. You start talking to her, you hitting her up, and then, shit goes down. It's crazy. Because, dude, I've been out places where, I remember one time I walked into the spot. First girl I talked to, we was only talking for maybe like 45 minutes. Then we went outside the spot, was kissing, got in the cab, got to her house, made it happen. And it was funny too because I actually came out, that night, And I was like in the mood to be out and partying and meeting a whole bunch of chicks and all that. And the first chick I talked to, the first one, and I'm going back to a crib. I'm like, God damn. I mean, that shit, you know, it was cool, but I was like, shit. Like, that's crazy. There's times where I've been in situations where I'm talking to this girl where you know, flirting or whatever. And then I see that she's being receptive to the flirting. We start kissing and shit. And this girl is damn near trying to drag me to the bathroom to have sex with her. You see what I'm saying? So now, you know, and again, that's not something that happens all the time. But it happens enough times to where it's, you know, usually like more a regular thing than not. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of it comes from me being able to peep the shit out. Like, a lot of times when I talk to a girl that I'm just meeting and we're flirting and I see that she's, you know, being receptive, I can already tell it's on before it's even on. I can already see it. I'm like, okay, this one's gonna be good. It's gonna go down. You understand? So, you know. But the worst thing, though, this is what I noticed, too. The worst thing, though, is when you out trying to fuck with a chick or you trying to talk to girls, the worst thing is a dude who don't understand the game and fucks up your whole situation with the chick. But I'm going to talk about that in a second. Yeah, what's going on?
What's up, Locario?
What up?
This is James.
What's popping?
Alright, so, a couple of questions. I don't know why, but like when dealing with females, I just feel like you have to have these long and, you know, these prolonged conversations to like basically get her interested and like not flake. So like I don't know why like I have that feeling. So can you explain that?
So you're saying that you feel like you have to have long, drawn out conversations to so that the girl doesn't flake on you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because you say, you know, approach a girl and like have a small conversation and then give her your card. And then, like, I don't feel like that's enough in investment in the conversation.
Well, this is the thing. You could see what guys gotta understand is it's not it's not a necessary thing for you to have a long conversation and get all of this like quote unquote investment from the jump. What it is that could help, but it's not necessarily going to hurt all the time. You see what I mean? Because sometimes you could have a long conversation. You could be getting deep with a chick. Everything could be, you could be, talking to this girl for like 20 minutes, half an hour. You at the bar, you talking to her, having this really thought-provoking conversation. You're talking about your hopes and dreams, and she's telling you this and telling you that, and everything seems cool. And you're like, yo, let's, we need to get together. You know, here's my card. Hit me up. And you'll never hear from that girl again. Or you take her number, you holler at her, she doesn't respond to you, right? And there's times where you'll meet a chick, you talk to this chick for literally a minute and a half, and you be like, look, I'm about to head out. Yo, here's my number. Hit me up, or let me get your number. And then you hit her up and she responds. You see what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily just you like building that rapport. It can help. I'm not saying it can't. It could definitely help in certain situations, but it's not necessary all the time. And what I'm saying though is that what makes you sort of understand if it's necessary or not, a lot of times is based off of you seeing how much the girl is into you. So, for example, I can talk to a girl for 2 minutes, and I notice that she's feeling me. You know, she's feeling my vibe. She's like, you know, I just go up to her, hey, what's up? How you doing? I'd see her turn around, and we talking or whatever, and, you know, we just talking back and forth real quick, and I get her information, or I give her my information, and then I bounce. Or I could be talking to a girl for 10, 15 minutes, trying to build that rapport, and sometimes it works where it's like, okay, I see her coming, she's starting to like feel the vibe, she's starting to open up a little more, and sometimes that works. But the thing is, you don't want to. I always say it's better to concentrate more on the numbers than to concentrate too much on like trying to make a perfect interaction with any one particular girl. You understand what I'm saying? So what I mean is, I'd rather you talk to 10 girls for 2 minutes than talk to one girl for 10 minutes. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because what most guys think is
to basically play the numbers game, right?
Right.
So, you say?
Right. So what I'm saying is playing the numbers game in the long run is going to yield you better results than trying to concentrate more on one woman. Now let me say this though. Let me say this. The only time it really would work for you to talk to one girl for 10 minutes, then 10 girls for 2 minutes, is if you're actually extremely skilled at talking to women and creating that sexual type of vibe and tension, and that sexual tension. So like I was saying earlier, like one of my friends I was talking about, who, like I said, like 85% of the time he can go out and meet a girl and fuck with her. He knows how to go from, first approaching a girl to getting her to the point where she's horny and ready to fuck by the end of that night, or in a few hours or whatever. You see what I mean? So for him, it's more of a beneficial thing for him to do that. But also too, I would have to say more so for him to get her that night. You understand? Because if you can do that, it's more so I'm trying to get her that night. Because a lot of times, if you know how to do that, then you can get her that night. Because you could even talk smooth and build all that rapport, get her all excited. But if you don't smash that night, sometimes the next day comes and she doesn't want to call you back or doesn't want to return your call. Because women are so fickle. And this is why I'm saying it's better for you to play the numbers game. Women are so fickle so that you might think you're having a really great interaction with that one girl, and then you try to call her and she doesn't respond to your text or whatever because she's so damn fickle. Versus if you talk to 10 girls, each of them for 2 or 3 minutes, let's say you got, for sake of argument, you got like 8 of those girls' numbers. You might get at least 1 or 2 who's going to respond to you and go out with you. Versus if you just talk to that one girl for 10 minutes who didn't return your call. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's better in most cases to really just like go through that, and then you're going to have more of more women that's going to gravitate to you versus trying to like focus just on one chick and building that rapport, because chicks will flake regardless. So you could talk to a girl and freaking open up the depths of her soul, and she can spill her heart out to you and all that crazy shit, and she'll still fucking not return your call. You see what I'm saying? Because now it's a new day. She's in a new frame of mind sometimes. And so that energy doesn't always translate to the next day. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes it does. You see what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of times it doesn't really even necessarily, matter to an extent, but you're going to get more, traction with the more that you interact with. You see what I'm saying? So,
I see what you mean.
Right.
And then, like, I want to transition that point into my next question. So my next question is, I'm in this like program, and there's one of she's like a therapist, but like she's my therapist though. Like, she's one of the partner therapists, and it's like a laid back, chill environment. And, sometimes we go out for, like, drinks and everything else. So, like, how do I, approach the situation of, talking to her? Or, like, kind of doing it on the low in a way. And then, like having that sneaky relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I mean, it's just make sure that you whatever you're saying and doing with her that has to do with you flirting and building sexual tension, make sure you just do that away from everybody else. You see what I'm saying? Like, let's say you out for drinks with her and everybody else is around. You know, if you sort of pull her to the side, or let's say you and her on the opposite end of the bar and everybody else is on the other end of the bar and no one can hear what you guys are saying, then it's easier to make that transition and to make it happen. Because a lot of times you're not going to really get the real deal from a woman unless you and her are sort of in a situation where it's you and her only, or the ones that can only hear what's going on. Because sometimes when they're around that crowd, or when they're around other coworkers, or when they're around other people, they don't want the other people in their business. You see what I'm saying? So if you just pull it to the side or something, or you say, hey, you know, come down here real quick, let me get you a drink, you know, let's get another drink or whatever, and then you move her away from everybody, then as soon as you move her away from everybody, you do that shit. So, like, for example, I remember I was at this spot, this meetup event, and there was this bad Asian chick she was sitting on a couch, and she was talking to these two other people, right? And so I sat down and I talked to her and the two other people. So now we talking or whatever, all four of us is talking. So the guy got up, it was another guy and another girl. The guy got up to go to the bathroom. Then the other girl got up to go get another drink. So now it was just me and the Asian girl. So soon as me and the Asian girl were together by ourselves, I say, yo, listen, I was like, I'm about to head out in a second, but yo, you know, you're kind of cute. We should get together and, you know, make something happen real quick. You know, make something happen sometime, whatever. And she was like, okay, cool, whatever. And then so I was like, put your number in my phone. She put the number in the phone, did that shit real quick. And then so we handled all of that before the other two people came back. You see what I'm saying? So the thing was, it was easier for me to do that because it was just me and her in that situation. You understand? And it was funny because when she was putting her number in the phone, the other girl came back, because I think the other girl was like some girl she already knew. When the other girl came back, she just finished putting the shit in my phone, and then she like handed the phone back to me real quick before her friend saw. You feel what I'm saying? So you see what I mean? So it's that type of shit sometimes where they want to get down, they want to do stuff, but they don't want to get down and do shit in front of everybody else. You see what I'm saying? Because of whatever reason. Because, you know, her friend probably knows that she's messing with some other dude, and that she's not going to want to, you know, you see what I mean? Like, it's certain things that, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, for example, let's say that girl, you know, that you're trying to talk to is sort of talking to some other dude that one of her other friends knows. They're not really boyfriend and girlfriend, but she knows she's talking to some other dude, and girls will be on that judgmental shit. So she's like, I don't want my friend to judge me talking to you. And you see what I mean? So you got to make sure that you're doing that shit real slick. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, my thing is like, say if she, you know, she isn't feeling the moment, right? Will it kind of kill the, you know, interactions in the future? So like my question is like, how do I come cross, like, you know, like not flirting balls deep, but like, you know, doing a little casual flirt to like see if she's interested, to where just in case, you know, she rejects me.
Right. Well, the thing
like,
is,
we can still have a, you know, cool conversation in the future.
Right. Well, the thing is, it's all depends on your words and how you use your words. So, you know, you could say something like real simple, like, yo, you know, like, what you doing this weekend, or what are you getting into in the weekend, whatever. And she's like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, hey, you know, we should get together and get a coffee or something. Just give me a number. Here's my number. We should just hang out and chill. So it seems very like cool and casual and light at that moment, because you're not really going in. You feel what I'm saying? So you're still trying to set something up, but it's very like chill. You see what I mean? And so let's say if she's, you know, if she rejects it or whatever, all you need to do is you just need to keep it, you know, business as usual. Just act regular like how you would always act. You see what I mean? So anytime when you're in a situation where you're gonna try to do something with a chick that you know you're gonna keep seeing at a certain point, if she does reject you, you just act normal, just like how you would always act. So if you, let's say she doesn't accept your offer, then the next time you see her again, or the next time y'all go out with the friends, you just sort of act regularly. Like you basically act how you were acting before you even said anything. You just, you know, just some regular shit. So all you got to do is make sure that
because of the what you call it, the law of state transference. Because like like girl will follow your lead after play it cool.
Right,
so
right, right.
She's gonna play it cool then.
Exactly, because what you gotta understand is, for her too, it's also could be awkward. You see what I mean? For her, because now she's thinking, damn, I just rejected this guy. How am I gonna act when I see him again? So now if you act all awkward, then it's gonna make the shit awkward. If you act like it's regular shit,
right.
and she's gonna be like, okay, cool. And also too, sometimes when you act regular, it makes her wonder, like, why are you acting so regular? And that intrigues her also. So sometimes that's why sometimes you'll do this and they'll come around.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? Because that happened a lot of times with me, where I'd hit up a chick, or I try to holler at a chick, and then at that moment she wasn't really trying to make nothing happen, and then I would see her again, and it'd just be some regular shit, and then all of a sudden out the blue she'll hit me up, or she'll be like, hey, what you doing? You want to hang out? Blah blah blah. You see what I mean? And so that
right.
could also happen. You see what I'm saying? So
All right, cool. Got you, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, bro. I'm gonna holler at you, man.
All right, yo. Talk to you later.
All right, peace. Yeah, man. That's what it is. That's what it is. That is what it is, people. Hold on, I'm like losing the fucking screen and shit. Trying to see shit. Man. Let me see who this is. Yo, what's going on? Yo.
Wait, is this Mr. Locario?
Yeah, this me, bro. Who this? What's going on?
Oh, shit.
Nigga.
Oh, shit. That's
Nigga.
What's up, man?
If you don't stop.
Oh, my bad, G.
What's going on with you?
I'm going good, man. I'm watching your stream right now, bro.
All right. What's your name? Where you from?
My name's Josh, man. I'm from Dalton, Illinois, man.
All right. What's going on with you, man?
Man, had a couple questions for you, man.
All right.
So here's the deal, bro. So I'm 19, right?
Mm.
And just starting college.
Mm.
And I was hoping to get some advice from you, man, because I'm trying to get on these girls right now, man. And ain't shit happening right now, bro.
Right. So what's going on though? Like what's your, you know what I'm saying? Like what's the situation? Like what's the issue?
Like I ain't that good at talking to females. Like whenever I get around them, I be nervous and shit, bro. And it's like damn, cause like I've been with a couple girls. Like I've had girls like me. I even lost my virginity to this one girl who I didn't give a shit about. But that's besides the point. Like ever since then, bro, like shit has not been popping off for me, bro. So
right. Like, so what you try? How many girls you be talking to just in general? Like let's say like in a week, how many girls you try to holler at?
In a week?
Yeah.
Like 4.
4.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, the you gotta step that up. That's why shit ain't happening. You see what I'm saying?
I feel you.
You gotta. I tell guys all the time. It's a numbers game. You gotta talk to a lot of different women, and you gotta do it consistently. It has to be something frequent, like, and just within your everyday thing. So now, if you so you say you start in college, or are you in college now? Like, what's the situation?
Yeah, I'm a freshman, bro.
So you're a freshman in college, and so school's not in right now. It's starting up soon though, right?
No, I'm in school right now.
Oh, so you're in school right now. So there's a whole bunch of girls in your college, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why you not talking to them? Like what's the deal?
I don't know, man. It's like, I mean, when I get in a certain mode, bro, I can just come up with shit to say to a female. Like, it's no problem. But, like, just the initial approaching them and then having a decent, continuous conversation is what I struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, the thing is, you gotta start talking to more chicks, because what it is you want to condition your body, your mind, all of that for that to be the thing you do. Because if you talk, if a week's going by and you're only talking to 4 girls, that's not enough. You see what I'm saying? So what you need to do is you need to start becoming a goddamn approaching machine. You feel what I'm saying? To where to where even you're not even necessarily like you ain't even gotta really get with all of them or try to get with them, but just in the context of you talking to chicks. Like let's say you in your college, you in your school, you walking down the hallway, you see a chick, hey, what's up? How you doing? How's your day going? All right, what's your name? Blah blah blah. Nice to meet you. Keep that shit pushing. Go to the next girl. What's going on? How you doing? Like you gotta get yourself used to just doing that regardless. So then what happens is that the more you get used to being verbal and you go out there and make it happen, that's going to be more girls you're talking to. The more girls you're talking to, the more options you have. And the more options you have, some of those girls are going to be the ones who are going to gravitate to you. But it has to be way more than 4 girls a week. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should be like at least, and since you're in college, you're surrounded by lots of women, right? Like, how you go to a big college? Like, what's the college you go to?
I go to a pretty decent sized college. It's downtown Chicago.
Okay, so I'm sure it is crawling with women. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So the thing is that you in a position where you could talk to damn near like 20 something girls a day. You feel what I'm saying? If you wanted to.
Sure.
And so that's what I'm saying. So, you know, you could join some clubs in your college or some shit, join some joints, make some friends with some other people, because what's good about college is that you're in a place where it's a high concentration of women all in one place. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So all you got to do, you're in the perfect spot to do what you need to do. You just got to push yourself and step out and talk to them. And don't worry too much about trying to say the perfect shit, because I think what it is that you're probably like being super picky. You see one girl you think is cute, and then you go up to her and try to talk, and then now you want it to, you know, you're thinking of the perfect shit to say. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, forget all that. You know what I mean? Now, at this point, it's just approach, having conversations, and of course, you still want to flirt and try to get with them, but it's more so you need more volume, dude. You need more women. You understand what I'm saying? More women you're talking to, more chicks. Every day you in school, you should be talking to 5, 10, 15 new girls every day. You feel what I'm saying? Every day.
Yeah.
You feel what I mean? And since you're in college, you got mad shit you could start off and talk about. Like, so, you see a girl, hey, what you studying? What's your schedule like? What you up to this weekend? And blah, blah, blah. What made you want to go to this college? Why are you studying that thing? Whatever. You got so many different speaking points and things to talk about that you can actually make that happen. But see, what I would say to you is this also is you want to do this because you also want to get yourself used to how it's going to feel to talk to these girls. You see what I'm saying? And you have to get yourself used to how you're going to feel when you're talking to them. Because I even talked about this, I think, in my last show, where I said that the only thing that I can't ever teach you, or anybody, any other coach or whatever, they can't teach you, is how you're going to feel. You feel what I'm saying? So, for example, what I mean is, you'll go up to a girl in your school. Let's say some chick is in the hallway. You think she's cute. You walk up to her, and you'll say, hey, what's up? How you doing? How's your day? Right? And she's going to give you the stink face. She's going to look at you like, nigga, who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you talking to me? Like, she's going to give you that face. And you're going to be like, oh, shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to feel something. You feel what I mean? So you got to get used to that feeling. You see what I'm saying? Because that's not going to be the last time that's going to happen. So you got to get so used to that feeling that you're able to figure out, how do I handle that situation again? And how do I, and if the feeling is something that doesn't feel good, how do I deal with that feeling that doesn't feel good and be able to deal with that and still go on to talk to the next girl? You see what I'm saying? Sure. And so but again, none of this is going to happen until you push yourself just to talk. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And yeah, so that's what I would say. Just really just get yourself used to talking, and just like, you could do little exercises, like, because I even have my program. It's called Master Approaching Women in 30 Days or Less. All of you guys should have that. It's only $7, and in there I give you exercises to do. Like, you just go out and you say hi to 5 chicks. You feel what I'm saying? and then just do that for, you know, a week or whatever. 5 different girls every day, just say hello, how you doing, and just, you know, keep it moving, just to get yourself used to talking and saying shit. Because the thing is, what the hardest part of the approaching is the actual approach, because a lot of guys spend more time thinking about approaching than actually just approaching. And they're thinking too much about it because they're scared of rejection, they're scared of the responses the girl's going to give them. So what happens is, the more you make it a habit to talk to women, then it's going to be easier for you to start talking to women. It's like this. It's like, I say it like this. If you're in a pool or something, let's say there's a pool. In the pool, the water is cold as fuck, right? Usually what you do is you dip your toe in, and then you're like, shit, the shit is cold. So then what you have to do is you probably dip your toe in a little bit, and then you take a little while to dip your toe in, and then you jump in the pool and be like, fuck it, let me just jump in. And then you feel the cold, and then after a while, once you're in the pool, you get used to the cold, right? You get used to how it feels. So what happens is that, let's say you get out the pool, right? But then you jump right back in 2 minutes later. You're still used to the cold, so jumping back in is not a big deal because you're so used to it, right? The reason why it's not a big deal, and the reason why it's easy for you to just jump right back into that cold pool, is because you were in it and you jumped out only for a second. You jumped back in, you jumped out for a second, you jumped back in. Now, the reason why it's easy to do that because you're used to it. Now, let's say you jump out the pool and you don't go to the pool for another 2 weeks. When you come back for them 2 weeks, you're going to have to dip your feet in again. You're going to have to hesitate a little bit again. And then now it's going to be harder for you to jump back in that pool. So the same thing happens for when you're dealing with women. If you go to your college and tomorrow or whatever, you go up and you talk to like 20 girls, right? You talking to that first girl, second girl, third girl, that's you jumping in and out the pool. You just talk to one girl at 9 o'clock. 9:15, you talking to the next one. At 9:45, you talking to the next one. So you're getting into the zone of doing that. So now it's easy for you to just keep talking because you're used to it. Now, if you do that all day tomorrow and you do that all day the next day, right? But then you stop and then you don't do it for 2 weeks. If you try to do it again, it's going to be hard for you to do it again because you're not getting yourself used to it. This is why I tell guys, it has to be something that's part of your lifestyle, meaning talking to women has to be something you do all the time. You see what I'm saying? And that's what makes it easier, because when you do see that really hot girl you want to get with, how easy is it going to be to go and approach her if you've been approaching women and talking to women consistently? How hard is it going to be if you haven't talked to a girl in 2 months? You see what I'm saying? And that's the difference. Yeah, and this is why you gotta put yourself out there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what it is, man. So what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, try that out, and hit me back and keep me posted. I want to see what's popping with you. Right?
All right, man. Appreciate him. Big fan.
All right, man. Peace. Yeah, man. You guys gotta get used to that shit, man. You got to get used to that feeling. I'm telling you, because, it's funny, like, the hardest girl to approach is usually the first chick. Like, if you go out with your boys on the weekend, and y'all going out to talk to girls, the hardest girl is going to be the first one. After you approach that first girl, everything else is super easy. And especially if you do it consistently. So if you approach that one girl, but you wait another 2 hours to approach the next girl, it's going to be hard. But if you approach that one girl, you talking to her, let's say you got her number, you approach the next girl within the next 10 or 15 minutes, you're already feeding off the energy from that last girl you approach. So you approach that second girl. You approach the second girl, you approach another girl. So now it becomes easier and easier as the time goes on. So imagine you're doing that all the time, every day of the week, and then you've been doing that consistently for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year. How easy is it going to be for you to approach girls? Because you do this shit all the time. You see what I'm saying? It's nothing for you. You feel me? So, But, Elijah, you said, how do I feel about RSD? Yeah, RSD is cool, It's cool. They give some good advice. I like they shit. But yeah, man. 646-481-3901. It's crazy, man. But yeah. Khalil, you said it's just about doing what you want. Don't think that the first girl is most difficult. Just another one. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't think she's difficult. I'm just saying, for guys, generally the first girl is the hardest because they're coming off not talking to anybody. You see what I'm saying? So if you're a guy who's hardly ever talked to girls, or who, never really talked to girls ever, if you go out with, on a Friday night and you haven't talked to anybody in like 2 years, that first attempt's gonna be hard as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what's going on? What's poppin'? You. Yo.
Hello.
What's poppin'? Who's this? Dude, you gotta get it together, bro. You got to get it together, guys. You feel me? You gotta be quick with it.
Okay.
Yo, what's going on?
What's going on, Locario?
What's poppin'? You outside or something? It sound like the wind and all that shit was going on. What's poppin' with you? Yo.
Yeah, you hear me better?
Yeah, I get you now. All right, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Chilling.
Yo, mad respect to all the stuff you're doing, brother.
Yeah, man. So what's going on with you?
This is. So I want you to get on the path of the psychological aspect of this.
Mm-hmm.
So, try to give a small background. I'm a brother. Went through shit in middle school, high school, like that whole personal self-esteem, depression shit.
Mm-hmm.
I could curse, right?
Yeah, you can curse.
All right. So, went through that. Basically, grew out of that junior, senior year through sports and activities like that. Mm. But anyways, throughout my life, I've been having this complex of. I started working out, doing what I needed to do, but it was more so for me. So the ultimate result, back then when I was younger, I used to always think like I couldn't get a chick. I was this fat kid, chicks always said all this stuff, whatever. So it kind of seeped through to my adulthood.
Right.
So the whole working out aspect was for me, not for anybody else.
Right.
So of course, once I started working out and getting this body, females started coming. But I've always had this game mentality. It's like this. Like, there's something going on with us men and there's something going on with us females. Because there was always this question, like, why didn't females like me? I was like, I'm a good dude.
Right.
But this was when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
So after acquiring certain skills, like, just different skills just in life, like, pool, competitive skills, basketball,
right.
just things, where I go against other men, then it, got in my head that, like, it's not really even a competition between me and men. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it's like, like that really doesn't matter because whatever happens between me and men, just goes down and then, the chick's there. You know what I mean? So it was really more like what's going on between me and a chick. Mm-hmm. All right?
Right.
So this whole me and the chick thing, I basically went through life with females not having power over me. You know what I mean? I went through my breakups and, all the chicks I've been with, I've broken up with them. Mm-hmm. And that's not to say like in no, arrogant, cocky type way, like, I was this dude and I was, any of that sort, anything like that.
Right.
But it was always this, this chick's acting up. Mm-hmm. Yo, if you want to do what you want to do, go ahead and do you. You know what I mean? But I can't be here. I can't be around you doing this shit. You know what I mean? Like, you got to check yourself. You got to get yourself together. And then, they go through this tears and all this, emotion and shit, blah, blah. I mean, I've been doing this, I have like 5, 6 girlfriends going on like that. Mm. And, every time it was as if every single girlfriend I got with, it's like I had to open my eyes clearer sooner. Mm. So it's like, like the first girlfriend I was probably in there and I was like googly eyes of Gaga for, for a bit. Mm. And then the second girlfriend, I got out of it, quicker than the third girlfriend. And I'm talking about the psychological part, not the relationship. Mm. So throughout the relationship, of course, I'm analyzing and understanding exactly what's going on with these chicks and so forth. So basically, that's just like a thing through my relationship life, all right? So basically, I got to a point where, you know, even before I see a chick, I'm already checking her in my head. Like, her physical appearance has nothing to do, you know, like, I don't want to say nothing, but, you know, I'm a man, you know, primarily, you know, instinctually already, you know what I mean? But, like, her looks don't really mean shit to me, so it doesn't affect me when I, you know, come up, you know, when I walk up to her, when I talk to her, because, you know, it's really, you know, what she's about inside, because that's really the, you know what I mean, because anything else is just a fucking shell, bro. Like, she's just a walking, you know, contradicting shell, you know what I mean? So it really doesn't matter, but, the aspect I'm getting at is, the psychological part is that, okay, you know, I have a lot of women that just throw themselves at me. I have a lot of women that approach me. I have a lot of women that take me out. I have a lot of women that, you know, that do that. But that's on their part. It's not. It hasn't. You know, that's not even me putting my game on, because I'm just naturally nonchalant. You know, when it comes to women. And so whenever I get into a pack, you know, or a group of women, you know, I guess, I don't know, naturally I'm able to maneuver myself within that pack of women, and then in some kind of way I infiltrate usually these different packs of women, and then, you know, while I'm in that pack of women, you know, of course, each woman basically tries their chance or their opportunity, but all of them are, you know, as slick as can be, you know, and I'm just watching, you know, and it's been, you know, that's also another thing that's, you know, been going on, you know, a whole bunch of pack of women, and just, you know, a whole bunch. I'm not trying to sound like, you know,
what's the issue though? Because you sound like you're saying like all this stuff, but what's the actual issue though? Because it don't sound like it sound like you're having good interactions with women. So but what's the issue though?
So basically, the psychological part I was telling you about is basically once I started watching like these videos, like, you know, like Locario and different man videos of the game. I'm like, yo, I've naturally felt that way, naturally felt that way about a lot of stuff that you guys are already saying. And I'm like, I never had that look of game. You know, it's always been my interactions with women that got me to this point. But anyway, once I started watching you guys, like my mind kind of like, yo, I knew this stuff, and I didn't know this stuff like was like out here like that. But anyway, so when I started watching you guys in the game, I have like, you know, women around that are close and like, you know, I mean, good females, like nice females, you know, like certain packs I've infiltrated, you know, like you know, nice females. And you know, I'm a dude that's, you know, about this one woman dude, you know, this one woman guy, you know, I mean, I'm good like that, but I've been out of a relationship for a good like 5 years, and so, you know, it's been different. But anyways, how can you talk about the psychological part when you learning the game? Because learning the game does something to the mind. You know what I mean? Right. Learning the game does something to the mind, especially if you have good females around you. Now, you know, we talk a lot about these fucked up females and blah, blah. Trust me, I had some fucked up females, bro. Oh, God, I have fucked up females. But there's some good ones out here, bro. There's some good ones out here. So can you talk about the psychological part when you're learning the game and you have this edge, like because it's the part I haven't been saying that you're probably getting what you want.
Well,
you know, with all these,
the thing is that because what happens is and this is interesting that you brought this up, because what a lot of guys, what certain guys will do is, because I get guys that hit me up all the time and they'll say stuff like, you know, oh, you know, I don't need the game and I don't use game. I just do this and I get a girl. Everything that you're doing is game or having game. You understand? Like everything you're doing, even if you didn't realize you were doing it, you still were doing it. You feel what I mean? You still were actually doing it. So when it comes to so for example, like let's say you're saying, look, you know, I'm able to meet these girls, I'm interacting with them, I'm talking to them, everything seems cool, I'm getting shit popping and all this other stuff. It's because you've naturally been able to make that happen because you were, you know, just in those situations and you were making things happen. You just didn't really know how to explain how you were making it happen. So a lot of times when you watch these videos, all it's doing is explaining stuff that you've probably already done or did or is doing now. You see what I mean? So you're just recognizing what you're doing through watching the videos and through, you know, those stuff. So you understand you're recognizing the game. But anything that you do, is actually game. The thing is, like I said earlier, in the video, I was saying that it just all depends on if your game is weak or your game is strong. Is your game working for you or is it not working for you? So it sounds like sounds like what you're doing is working for you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. You see that whole working for me thing is, that's cool. But it's more about what I want. You know what I mean? Because I have these, like, okay, for instance, I got these two females that I have around me. One of them is more close to me than the other one. But with all these other females stuffing around, that's just not here or there. But that one that's there, I mean, she's good. She holds the position great. But this game thing that even though, like you said, I was doing it naturally and all this stuff, it's like in my head strong. It's in my head strong. And it's not even I want to go out there and do this shit. It's not even like I want to. I never had the urge to go out there besides when I was younger. It's, when I got older and, just more mature doing my shit, it just, you interact with women, like I got my charisma from my pops. So, like, from young, I was watching him like, yo, how the hell do you do the shit that you do? Because everywhere you go, people are so interested in you. People are always talking to you. You always the life of the party. So like that's that. But it's just the psychological part of like choosing the one because like she's always been there.
You said choosing the one. Is that what you said?
Not choosing the one, but finding what you want. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because everyone has their preference.
Right.
And then, of course, if you're out here going, running through shit, eventually you're going to find your supposed preference.
Right. Well, the thing is it is like once you figure out what you want, and sometimes you figure out what you want through doing what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying? Because sometimes you think you know what you want, and then you get it, and then you realize that's not what you wanted. And then sometimes what happens is that through going through different things in different situations, you figure out what you want through doing that. You see what I'm saying? So basically, the thing is, when it comes to the game, when you start to, let's say if you were doing it just on, naturally it was coming to you, or you learned certain things, or you're learning new things or whatever, it all is going in a direction to making you a better version of yourself, to be able to make it easier for you to get what you want. You see what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. A lot of guys are out here trying to get girls. They'll get certain girls, but sometimes it's not the girls that they really like or really want. And so they're having trouble getting the girls they want. So the game or learning game helps you to be able to pinpoint certain things to make you sharper in order to be able to get more of what you want. Because it's just all coming from you being able to push yourself out there. Because you might have a dude who he wants a certain type of girl, but the reason why he's not getting that type of girl is not necessarily because that girl doesn't want him. It's because he might be in his own way of getting with that girl. He's the one that's stopping himself based off of his insecurities, based off of his, type of shit. All the shit that's going on with him.
I'm glad you mentioned insecurities. Like all in all, I'm gonna wrap it up. I know I took a long time in the beginning to get it all out, but anyways, I'm not working all this shit. But anyways, look, check this. So about this insecurity, bro, I feel dangerous.
You say you feel dangerous?
I feel dangerous. Look, yeah, but I have a good heart. I have a good heart, but I know how these females are.
Right.
I went through my shit. I went through all my shit. So, but I feel dangerous because all this knowledge is like, all this thing. It's like it basically like ego-eyed all the shit that I already have.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then so when I'm dealing with these chicks, I'm dealing with nice ass chicks, like beautiful ass fucking chicks that like it don't mean nothing to me. But just the game, like, I don't know, it intrigues me. And I have this good chick, like I can wife her up. She's been waiting, you know what I mean? But she knows how I am. I told her, yo, I'm not gonna do that shit. You already know how I am. But I mean, internally talking to you, I'm telling you inside myself, I know how I feel. And I'm like, yo, I could be good with this one. But this game, she's like even when I don't try, bro. And then so when this shit happens, it intrigues me. You know what I mean? The interaction's always been intriguing, bro. It's always been intriguing.
Well, the thing is, the reason why is intriguing to you, and the reason why you're feeling the way you're feeling, and you're getting, or you're because I can even hear in your voice like you because people in the chat were saying you talking man fast and you all but the thing is because you're realizing certain things. You see what I'm saying? Because once you realize certain things about or it's almost like once you realize that certain things can happen based off of you being on point, right? Your whole outlook on all of this shit changes. You see what I'm saying? So certain guys, they're not at a certain level yet, so they don't really see it yet. You see what I mean? This is why I try to reiterate to guys like, yo, if you really put your shit down and you make shit happen, it'll go through. Fortunately for you, you were in a situation where things sort of came naturally to you, so you were able to see it and feel it before you even realized what was going on. And then now that you realize what's going on, noticing that other people are trying to learn it and trying to do it, is just like, oh shit, this is crazy. You see what I'm saying? So So but yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what it is.
Yeah, man. Basically, I'm calling you because I'm going a little crazy with this shit. You know what I mean? So
nah, just enjoy the fact that you're understanding the game. Shit is working for you, and just figure out what you want, and then make shit pop. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like your issue might also be, since you understand certain shit, you got a chick you could really fuck with that you like, but you're like, oh, I want to try more of this shit out. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't want to do her. And then, it's not like I have stopped anything. You know what I mean? I'm just talking between me and you. Like, she doesn't know shit. Like, no one knows this shit. I'm talking to you because I never did this chat live shit before.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this is just weird to do. But
nah, but yeah, just keep
internal shit. This is internal shit.
Just keep doing your shit, and keep getting shit popping, and just understand yourself more through all the shit that you're doing. You feel what I mean? And then things will go even you even get better shit popping. But I appreciate the call, my dude. All right.
Hey yo, shout out this Miami, Florida. Yo, this Mike and Locario, we're gonna link up. But remember that, all right,
bro? I'm out at you, man.
Bless, respect.
All right, yeah, hit me up. All right, peace.
All right, dude.
Yeah, man. Hold on, my girl's calling me on this shit. Hold on, let me see something. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. 1, 2, 6. But yeah, man. But yeah, so what is good? What is good, people? Why does my phone be acting like that, man? This shit. Texting people, this shit don't go. Yo, what's going on?
Yo, what's poppin', Mr. Locario?
What up? What's going on with you, bro?
What's up, man? Shit, I spoke to you a little while back before, too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But just to make this real short, my dude, like, man, the game is fucking sweet, bro. Real talk, man. Game of life, right? Game of motherfucking life. You got your money right, you got your mind right, you got your fucking, everything is going right. I don't see why it's hard to talk to females and get success in that, man. It's like a real easy game. Real talk.
Right.
If you get your ducks in a row, you be good. But the only thing with the game is all about being in the central. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be leaning too much on looks. You can't lean on money. You got to be independent. You got to be like the center, right? It's like being at a pond. You got to be like standing on top of the geyser while all surrounding you is the water, the trees, and all the shit. Make sense, right? You like dead center, and you got all the arsenal at your disposal to use to make things easier, or you get what I mean, right?
Right. Nah, real shit. I mean, well, that's the thing, you know. I think a lot of guys just got to understand that, hey, once you immerse yourself in it, you'll start to see what the deal is. Because it's hard to it's like this. It's hard to explain to, or I'll even put it like this way. Until I became a businessman, it was hard for me to understand why certain people do things in business. You see what I'm saying? Like they could say it, and be like, I don't get why that happens, or I don't get why you're doing this, or I don't get how this person can make so much money, or how did that work? And you know what I mean? Like, how would that even be possible? And until you put yourself out there, you're never gonna really see it. You'll be just on the outside looking in. So it's like I tell guys, yo, you gotta go out there and put yourself out there so you can start to see the results. And if you're not seeing those results, figure out why you're not seeing those results, step your shit up so that you can start to see those results. Because the results are there. The results happen. You see what I mean? And sometimes if it's not happening for you, it's because there's something that you're doing that you can improve on and that you can work on in order to see those results. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I try to get dudes to understand.
One of the best analogies I've seen use, man, that water shit. When you got to get inside the pool is cold as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Hey yo, this is something I've seen a lot, right? Like I got some younger G's that be around me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some of them be having issues talking to females, depending on like, say, you might get like a day. They might get a day where we step out and shit, we trooping and we trying to get some bitches and shit, and they scared as hell to talk to a girl. Then the next week, you like, whoa, like, dude pulled one girl, two girls. You like, yo, so what's going on? Like, the brother that was on the phone earlier, he was actually talking about something relating, like, like the psychosis of people, right? Like how, like, mentally and spiritually, because these things go together. Mentally and spiritually, if you're not dead center and relaxed and actually, you actually accept who you are, where you are, and you're not allowing your fucking ego and all that to jump in and confuse you.
Right.
I believe that's actually going to convey a very definite, strong, vibe to a female, man. Like, when you talk to a lady, when you talk to a motherfucker and shit, the way you carry yourself and who you are, it comes out. It don't matter if you're faking it, if it'll come out. The truth will come out. So I just say, be yourself, but before you really go out there and start bugging out, go out there, right? Get experience, right?
Right.
Get your feet wet, like Mr. Locario said. Try it, fail, because your failures is going to be your biggest success if you look at it that way. You're going to learn, unless if you got like a fucking, like a closed mindedness where you're not open minded, then you fuck. But if you're open minded, you want to take that route that works. And for others out there, just get yourself together.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Real shit.
If you real with yourself, you're gonna be able to just open up and like better yourself. Basically, I mean that's all it is. Like it's all about self growth. When you grow, your game is gonna grow. When your game grows, your success rate gonna be even better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need all this extra extravagant bullshit. Everybody gonna make their own path. This one thing I noticed, right? Like my brother and I, we the same animal, right? We got different approach to females. Like I'm aggressive as hell, but I try to work around it where I'm not too aggressive, too crazy. Obviously, you got to be, you got to know when to shift gears, first gear, sixth gear, all that. You can't just be sixth gear all the way. But naturally, I'm a aggressive, natural dude. Like, like that's how I am. So, what I learned growing up is I used to have a problem with females where they be like, yo, you come off like you hella, like you cocky and shit. So what I did was, I started to say, if I'm hearing this shit too often, it must be something, it must be some truth to it. So what do? I just take my time and, dive inside and see what it is that I'm projecting that other people may not be comfortable with. And then I'm like, okay, so maybe I come off a little too high strong when not necessarily needed and shit.
Right. Well, a lot of it too is just, being aware. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of the game that a lot of people sort of just don't really pay attention to, really. You know what I'm saying? Like understanding how aware or unaware you are of certain shit. You feel what I'm saying? It's like the thing is like, if you're aware, see, if let's say for example you got a guy who's going up to a whole bunch of girls, talking to them and shit, but he's not getting any results. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if he's aware that the shit that he's doing is not really working, but also he's also aware of what might not be working. You understand? Then it's easier for him to like get better, to get bigger results, to actually make things improve because he's aware of what's really going on. You understand? Unfortunately, you got so many dudes out here who aren't even aware of the reality of the situation when it comes to gaming, when it comes to dealing with a lot of this shit. So the funny part is that they'll think is one thing, but it's really something else. Like, this is why every time when I hear guys talk about everything is about looks, it's only about looks. If you don't look good, girls aren't going to want you. That's a dude who's not aware of what's really going on out here, because you can see every day you'll see guys who are not that great looking, or what most people will say isn't great looking, with women. So it can't just be, you know what I'm saying? It can't just be looks, because all these dudes, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll be like, oh, it's because he has money. I'm like, well, there's a lot of motherfuckers who's broke, who's dusty, who's fucking mad girls. So it can't just be about money. You feel what I mean? So it's like, but again, it's about being aware. If you're not aware, if you're not really seeing what's popping, you're going to really miss what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So, you know.
Looks is a very small part of it.
Right.
Looks is a part of the puzzle. You got to look at the bigger picture, you know? You got to look at the bigger picture. It's a big picture with a bunch of broken pieces.
Right.
And once you put all them pieces together, you got a big picture, which is you. All you got to do is just be about your shit, like Mr. Locario said. Be about your shit. You know, you gotta have a reason to be existing in this world rather than just fucking pussy. Like, pussy is the sweetest shit on earth. But if you're not trying to build yourself, you're not trying to get your paper up, you're not trying to make yourself a better you than you were yesterday and last year, then, I mean, you know, you just stuck chasing your tail. You're living the game in a very minute way. But if you out here grinding, like Mr. Locario saying, you out here grinding, trying to get your shit, everything is going to fall in place naturally. You're not going to have a hard time getting girls, because when you go out and try to get girls, it'll be a fun game, right? Because you're not going to be too, what's the word? You're not going to be overly invested. You're going to be invested, but not overly invested. You're not going to be stuck on, you know, the unsuccessful rates, because you're going to be busy, you know, handling the Now, you know, everybody, including myself, no man wants to get no ugly bitch and shit. I mean, you know, nobody want to get with a busted up, no ass, got fake butts and all that. I mean, everybody wants the shit. You know, everybody wants to dime, nice titties, ass. So get to the point. What I'm trying to say is, to get the dime, you gotta have, like, to get a Maserati, you gotta go through a Honda Civic. Does that make sense?
Right.
You can't just fucking wake up unless if you inherited a fucking Maserati. Then you're not gonna understand the value of a Maserati.
Right. You're not even right, because you're not gonna have that game to know how to. You're not gonna have that game to know how to deal with that shit. Because the thing is, a dude, because you know, because I always say, look, you don't gotta, because some guys think they just have to start out fucking with goofy looking chicks and then work their way up to hot girls, and I'm like, I don't really agree with that to an extent, because I always say, look, man, you because even thinking that way, you're putting the hot girl on the pedestal. But what you got to understand is, in order to get the hot girl, you got to be that hot dude. And what a hot dude is not just looks. It's everything. It's everything together. Because for what women find attractive in men is a combination of all these things. So if you're a combination of all these things and you're on point, you become that hot guy where that hot girl wants to get with you, because that hot girl has all these options and she's like, well, look, I got all these options. Let me choose the best option. So you want to make yourself the best option in as many situations that you can possibly make it. You see what I mean? And so that's the, you know, that's the thing. You feel what I'm saying? That's what it is, bro. But yo, man, I appreciate the call, man. You feel me? But definitely dropping some good game, man. All right? All right, bro. I'm gonna let you, man. Peace. Oh, man, it is almost about that time, man. I gotta go to sleep or something. Shit. Actually, I got shit to do. I can't even go to sleep now. Man, crazy. Thomas Bison, you Thomas is like, yo, how come all these people calling in that already got the game? Like, Thomas, you got to call in. If you have questions, man, you should call in, man. I don't know how you ain't call in. Crazy. Giovanni, you said looks are pretty important. Everything is important. You understand? But it's never about just one thing. You see what I mean? So that's the part that motherfuckers gotta understand. Oh right, thanks Death Row Camp. Thanks for reminding me. Before I go, let me make this point because I was talking about how hold on, let me get this point. I was talking about how dudes will try to fuck up your game. I was talking about how I'll be out, and this usually will happen, where I can tell, like I'll be talking with a chick, right? Or I'm there. Maybe there's a few chicks, and then another dude comes into the situation, which is always good because if I'm talking to 3 girls, and another dude comes in, he can talk to 1 or 2 of the other girls and give me some time to really go in on the girl I'm trying to go in on. But sometimes dudes be fucking this shit up because they don't know what they're doing. So then when I'm in a situation where I'm talking to a chick or a group of girls and another dude comes in and he doesn't know what he's doing, it fucks up the shit for me with the chick I'm trying to talk to. You see what I'm saying? And what I mean is some of them don't know what they're doing by, like, let's say he sees me talking to the girl, I'm, going back and forth with her, and he'll come in and do some super simp type shit. You feel me? Like, he'll come in and he'll end up like, oh, do you ladies want some drinks? I'll buy you some drinks. And I'm just like, nigga, just talk to the chick. Stop. Don't come in here with the simp and shit because now you're gassing the whole shit up. Now, he'll come in, oh my God, you ladies are super, super beautiful and you're great. And he's kissing butt and sucking ass. And I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you're fucking now it's almost like they're looking at both of us like we on some simp shit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. Khalil, you say he thinks that I'm fucking up when he doesn't understand the game. Exactly. He's probably like, damn, why isn't this guy buying them drinks? I need to come in here and save the day. Like, no, dude, like, because there's guys who I'll be out and I can tell when the motherfucker know what he doing. You understand? Because I remember I was talking to these 2 girls. This other guy rolled up. So it was me and the dude and the other 2. And I immediately recognized that he knew what the fuck he was doing. You understand what I'm saying? And I was like, cool. We could keep this shit going. You feel what I'm saying? But you got cats in there where they just don't know what the fuck they're doing, and it kind of fucks up the whole situation. You know what I mean? You said tell a story about a simp trying to get hostile with you because you was getting all the chicks. I mean, I think I did a video about a while ago, like a year or 2 ago, about that. I think it's called "Simping is Dangerous" or something like that, where some simp dude, man, he was there with some chick who had him in the friend zone, and the chick is fucking talking to me, I'm talking to her, and this simp, he was the worst. This motherfucker, he said, I think I said something to the girl, and he said to me, I think like, he's like, don't talk to her like that, or don't. I was like, what? Like, what the fuck is this? I was like, these dudes are crazy out here. These dudes are crazy, but but it's funny though because if you're in a situation with if you're in a spot, right, and you're talking to a chick or talking to a few girls, whatever, and another dude comes into the situation, a dude who knows what he's doing, what he'll do is he's going to try to help you get the girl. And you're supposed to try to help him get the girl. So let's say, for example, I'm talking to 2 chicks. And a dude comes up and now it's 4 of us talking. So it's me, the dude, and the 2 chicks. He's supposed to be trying to help me get the girl I'm trying to holler at. And I'm supposed to try to get him to get the other chick. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily where I I'm doing everything for him. What I'm saying though is that we're a team now, me and this guy, to try to get these chicks. You see what I'm saying? And so some guys don't understand that. So they'll come in and fuck the whole situation up by doing some sim shit, or they'll fuck the situation up by trying to, you know, like, go in on the girl that you're trying to holler. It's just like, it's a whole bunch of goofy shit. It's a whole bunch of goofy shit. I'm like, God damn. I'm like, these cats don't know what the fuck they doing. Like, I remember one time, like, I was talking to this chick. She was with her friend, and the chick that the chick I was talking to was basically like all over me to a certain extent. Like, she's all up on me, flirting, whatever. Now, any like intelligent dude or just halfway smart guy would have noticed or realized that this chick was all up on me, right? I had this one dude, instead of talking to the other girl who was there, who was also cute, the motherfucker's trying to holler at the chick who's all up on me. Now she's looking at him like, dude, why the fuck are you trying to talk to me? I'm all up on Mr. Locario. What the fuck are you doing? And we're both looking at him like, what? And even the girl that was there, she's looking at him like, why are you trying to talk to her when you should be talking to me? You feel what I'm saying? So it's like certain dudes, they don't get it. You gotta get the cues in the situation, man. Or even sometimes I'll be like at an event and I'm talking to one girl. It's just me and one girl. We're talking, we're getting a little close. And then some dude wants to come into the situation and I'm like, nigga, don't you see I'm working here? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Like, it'd be one thing if, like, I was, you know, because there's times where, and this is another thing, there's times where a motherfucker will talk to a chick, but he's not really making any moves. So then, since you see he's not making no moves, then it's kind of like, nigga, you ain't making no moves, so I'll come in here and try to do something. You understand? Because you ain't doing shit. Because you have a dude, he'll be talking to a chick like for like half an hour, 45 minutes. Because I go to these different spots and I'll see a motherfucker talking to a chick for like half an hour, 45 minutes. I'm like, my nigga, you ain't nothing happening. You just talking. She's still looking around the room. You understand? You just talking and there's no fucking escalation. You understand? There's no sexual tension being built. And she's looking around the room because you being boring and just talking regular shit. So what happens is that in that situation, I could understand a nigga going up, another motherfucker going up to just like, you know, go into that situation and start talking to both of them and then take the girl or whatever, or interact with the girl. But if you see a dude already hugged up on a chick or getting into that zone, why are you gonna jump in? You understand that shit is goofy. Like, it's already going down. You see what I mean? So you know, you gotta, cause I've been in a situation where I see a dude and he talking to some chick and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give him another 10 minutes. If he ain't really making shit happen, I'm going in. And a lot of times the chick will be looking in my direction. And I'm like, does this dude not realize that this chick... Because, see, what you guys got to understand about when you are out at a club, at a bar, whatever, these girls, it's not this... There's no loyalty thing there. You feel what I'm saying? You said, how do you gauge if he is making shit happen? Well, if a guy will make this shit happen, or you see a guy actually making it happen when the girl looks fully engaged in him, and also if you see like some sort of intimate type of vibe, touching, you know what I mean? Like, let's say like if you see a chick talking to a dude, and it's been a while and she's looking around the room while she's talking to him, she's looking bored, that you know, he's not really doing what he's supposed to be doing. Now, on the other hand, if you see a guy talking to a chick and then let's say they start getting a little bit closer, like they're standing like right in front of each other, he's holding her hand, he got his arm around her a little bit, then you understand, then that's the dude, you know, he's making shit pop. So the thing what I was saying with the whole there's no loyalty in none of this shit, meaning when you at a spot and everybody's a stranger and you just met this chick, she's gonna go with the guy who's the most assertive. So you could be talking to a chick all night, but you ain't really assertive, and another dude could just swoop in and take the girl that you've been talking to all night because you have not put in the situation to be assertive to take it to the next level. You see what I mean? And I've done that in certain places. I remember this one time, I think I told the story before. I was at a spot and I came in and I saw this dude talking to the chick. And he was just talking to her real friendly, whatever. And, you know, what happened was I just sort of like was passing them. And then so as I was passing them, the guy, I think he said something to me. He's like, hey, you know, I like your hat or some shit. And so I said, oh, what's up? You know, thanks, blah, blah, blah. I gave him a pound. I said, what's up to the girl? But I saw he was trying to talk to the girl, so I backed off. I said, yo, you know, I'm going to go get a drink. You know, I'll probably check up with y'all in a minute. I go get a drink. I'm talking to some other people. And I see him. He's still talking to her, but he's not making no moves. So I said, okay, I'm going to give this motherfucker 15 more minutes. He's still talking. He's still talking. Then somebody else came through that I guess he knew. Some other dude that came into the spot. And he went up to say what up to him. So he walked away from the girl for a second to go up to the other dude to talk to the other dude. So she was just sort of standing there. So I said, okay, fuck it. Let me go up and talk to this chick. I shit you not. Within 3 minutes, maybe three and a half minutes, me and this girl's making out. Right there, 3.5 minutes. And you know what happened? Because what happened was while he was talking to her, I saw her sort of checking me out or peeping me or whatever. So when he moved from the situation, right, I came up to her, right, and I was basically like, yo, so I said to her, so this guy was talking to you all this time and he hasn't stuck his tongue in your mouth? And so she starts laughing when I say that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, look, I couldn't be standing here, you know, talking to you without, you know, without us kissing. Like, that don't even make sense right now. That's ridiculous. So she's laughing and shit. And then she's like, oh, so what are you saying? I was like, what do you mean? What do you think I'm saying? Like, why are we even talking right now? You should be kissing me right now. And then we just start fucking kissing. You feel what I'm saying? And then the funny part was the dude looked back. He looked back and he's like, he gave me this look where he gave me this little nod of like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Like, he wasn't even mad. He was like, it was almost like he respected it. He was like, okay, I got you. I see what's going on. But he knew, it was like almost like he knew he fucked up because he was taking all that time to make shit pop. And she's sitting there waiting for somebody. It's not even about me. It could have been any other nigga. She's waiting for somebody to take the shit to the next level. You see what I'm saying? Remember, women are followers, man. You see what I mean? So they're going to follow your lead. So when she was talking to the first dude, she was still following his lead. She was following his lead of just having conversation without it going anywhere. That's what she was doing. She was following that. You see what I'm saying? But then when I came through, I turned the shit up really quick. And so now she followed that. You see what I'm saying? So based off of if she's into the guys who she's talking to, whatever, she's going to follow. You see what I mean? And sometimes, too, what happens is that, and I talked about this before, is that certain dudes, and this is how how I could escalate it fast like that, is because certain guys are warming up chicks for you. Meaning that guy was, he warmed her up for me, meaning he got her in the zone or in the mood for something to happen. So all I needed to do was make something happen. You know what I'm saying? He fucking threw the ball up, and I just caught the ball and slam dunked it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he assisted me. He didn't even know he assisted me. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes when you're talking to these girls in these spots, in these clubs, you might be flirting with them a little bit, or you might be doing certain things, but you're not really taking it to the next level where it needs to go. You feel what I'm saying? And then what happens is another dude comes in and he picks up from where you left off. This is why sometimes you might meet a chick at a spot and she might be extremely receptive to you, and shit might seem like it's flowing really smooth, and that's because she just got warmed up by a few dudes who didn't know how to take it to the next spot. You feel what I'm saying? Or to take it to the next level. That's what you got to understand. Like, you guys got to know what's popping with that, man. You guys got to know what's popping with that shit. It's crazy. But, yo, damn, it's almost 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. Jesus Christ. Listen. Yo, I got to go, man. I got to go. But look, guys, make sure you get How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Get the hard copy, the ebook, or the audiobook. Make sure you do that. Make sure you also get the Bad Boy book. Also, make sure you join the Patreon. All the links are going to be below. Go to patreon.com /Mr. Locario. So I'm going to do another live join on Friday. And I'm going to be in Florida this weekend. So if you guys are in Florida, Orlando, holler at me. Let me know what's good. You feel what I'm saying? But let me shout out to all the peoples up in the spot. I'm going to do Frank Truth TV in the building. Shallow Quarter 1. Rob Carpenter. Zachary. Zaire. Jermaine Jones. Ellie Empire in the building. Death Row Camp. Who else is up in here? Like Wow is up in here. Khalil. Anytime Nigga. That's a funny ass name. Kaio is in the building. Who else we had up in here? Thomas Bisson. Thomas, you got to call. Next show, I want Thomas to call up. Who else we had? Giovanni. We also had Thomas Payne in here. Man. You know that tired you get when you start getting a headache and shit? That's what's happening right now. El Matthias. Who else was up in this? Dreaded P, Explode. And yeah, man, Moving in Silence in the building. Appreciate you coming through. But yeah, man, Johnny Slyn in the building, Kobe in the building, Purnell. Had a lot of good people up in here, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I will be back on Friday so we could chop up some more game, you feel me? You guys have a good night. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. And I will talk to you guys soon. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.